Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Aneria, the Shattered Realm, session 23.
Woo-hoo!
We
It's the
have
Michael
a
Jordan session.
Is that
Yes!
his number? I don't know.
I don't know. It's the GOAT. It's time for the GOAT, baby.
We
Yes!
in sync
Polymorph.
tonight. I see.
Somebody
Yep.
calls polymorph.
Mass
Already our
polymorph.
minds are becoming...
We have a full
That was
party
not
tonight.
Syrinscape. That was
Yes. Do I have a sheep? No. I'm sorry. Here's some goals instead.
Someone
Wait, no, I do have a sheep. Hey, look at that.
Ours.
I prefer. Yeah, I prefer the real thing as far as it goes.
The real thing.
Oh, Billy.
The real goat.
We were the real thing.
Yeah, you two are the greatest of all time. That's all. That's all it is. But welcome back. We are so excited to be here with the full party. Welcome back, Preston. Hopefully your con was amazing.
Yes.
I know we're all jealous.
Bears and all.
Yep.
got
We all
me
got
gifts.
nice little gifts that we're very excited
he's
to
too
have.
nice.
So
Unicorn
Yep.
horn.
very much.
Right.
Oh, is that Ezra's tone? Or is that Ezra's head toenail?
Yep.
That'll be great to wear all night if you can maintain it.
don't move too
Don't lean
quick.
forward, it'll pierce the table.
Here's is the drill that will pierce the heavens.
Full circle.
But before we begin tonight, a couple friendly reminders. Liking, commenting, and subscribing really help out the channel. We're not going to do anything funny with it tonight. Just leave them if you like. That's fine. Feels wrong, though, doesn't it? We should do something funny.
Leave them if you dislike.
I don't know. A peach. No, wait, no. Not a peach.
Pistachio.
Yes. is
Is there
there
pistachio?
I don't know, there's one in front of me.
Pistachio.
Are you just saying
Is
things
that-
that you're looking at? I like.
Do you,
I like
do you
lamb.
just think that anything in front of you has an emoji with it?
I like lamp. I assume. I don't know. I don't use emojis that
Okay.
often.
Perfect. And
I
then
use
also,
GIFs.
don't
GIFs.
forget to check us out on Fridays at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where we do streaming if we are available. We had kind of a hiatus, but we are back to it now. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, we're back to it. It'll be next week by the time you're watching this.
You gotta say it with confidence.
We
back to
are
it.
back. Yes.
Next week.
I don't know how to do confidence. That's not my thing. Thank you to Syrinscape for their wonderful sounds that you've already heard tonight. You want to give us another goat there? Okay, perfect. So you can decide yourself which one you like better by downloading Syrinscape and using it.
I like my goat better.
Like, clip that and put that into Syrinscape. You can. You can put your own sounds into Syrinscape. We could have a whole Torrey soundboard if we wanted to.
Of just screams.
Yep.
It's what I
We have like
Screaming,
random screams.
noises.
Yeah.
This one is bleating.
saying words that were normally bleeped on YouTube.
Yep.
like.
I'm not censoring anything tonight. That's extra editing.
not?
No.
Oh.
Wait, no.
It's just a black bar over your mouth for like a minute straight.
You weren't
I don't-
expecting me to say that. were
I
you?
don't think I've ever heard you say
He asked for it.
half of those words
He asked for
before.
it.
So
I have.
Spicy
the
Torrey.
chaos. Yep.
Oh no.
It's a spicy Torrey episode.
Leave a chili
Leave a
pepper.
chili pepper in the comments.
Chili pepper.
We got there. We got there. And then one final thing. We have kind of not another sponsor, but we have a shout out that we want to give tonight, and we want to say a personal thank you to Die Hard Dice. If you've ever seen our table before, in fact, I'll switch it over to number 3, Scott. If you want to go ahead and show off our dice rollers on the battle cam here, we have dice rollers that we purchased from them, and they sent us some nice dice and gave us some very kind words. They're a Utah-based company, so they're local for us, and we absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And they left us a little message on the latest stuff that you bought.
Yeah, they said to Scott, welcome to Castle Die Hard. May these gems serve you well, and say hello to Cory, Dallin, Torrey, and Preston for us from Zach. And they went all out. Usually they send like a freebie when you say how you're going to use the dice. They usually send like a D20 or something like that. They sent a full set of dice.
Oh my gosh.
They sent
moly.
big dice for all of us.
So I have already claimed mine. The
ones
20 and the
are-
1 are right next to each
That is
other.
a countdown. These are countdowns.
Oh, these are countdown. Oh, thank you. Okay, I was
So
wondering.
go ahead and fight over those.
Well, I mean, that one's the closest to my.
And then
other
they
dice.
sent
I'll just-
some dice bags, some awesome
signs read,
switch over
but I
again.
some awesome like velvet dice bags.
You want to put that in
Right
the
now.
battle cam?
I'll take the
Yeah, very,
very
cool.
pretty.
So really cool
Yeah.
company.
Check them out. They have always been very good to us. All of my DM dice that I have misplaced, they're over here, came from Die Hard Dice when we first started Tales of Aneria, and
I was missing one color, and I wanted the
You wanted
whole
the full
set,
set.
so I got the whole set of it.
yeah.
Does
So-
anyone want to use the green if they like green over their color? I think you said blue was your good color.
Go
but-
with blue.
Cory's is
Red.
black like her soul, so I think it works
Yeah,
fine.
especially after
And a
tonight.
mouth.
These guys.
Where's the sage?
Sometimes I just like
Where's
to
the
shock
s-
people for the shock.
It's true,
value.
yeah. And that is also what we're going to do tonight. So let's go ahead and get started tonight with a little bit of a recap. Specifically for Preston, you haven't been here a couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks for everybody as well.
Your recap.
Yep. Anyway, is it too early to start giving out epic die?
Never.
Never. It's never too early to start giving out epic die. That one will go towards Preston. But going over the last couple episodes, because we do want to encompass everything, you guys are currently in the lands of the Fae in various capacities. Victor is on trial for the death of Breva the Hag, and is currently being stared down.
Allegedly.
Death, yes.
It wasn't me.
And is currently on trial, being judged by 4 members of the 4 different courts and John Broomman in human form.
I'm gonna kill him.
Meanwhile, the
He's your character witness.
You
can't kill a
draw that
character
with
witness.
with like
Oh, yeah.
spiky
Yes.
hair.
Are you a dictator of a foreign country?
I'm gonna kill him.
he fell out the window. Don't know what happened. He
I don't
just
know
fell
what
out the
happened,
window.
honestly.
Yep.
Oh wait, a dictator of our own country?
No wait.
Just kidding.
And then the other 3 members of the party were pulled away by Goldie and the Fang, and agreed to go into what is known as the wastelands, what remains of the Fey realm after some cataclysm that has yet to be talked about. And it's a separate cataclysm from the other cataclysm that happened everywhere else, apparently.
There was a lion clism.
All I can think of is miraculous ladybug.
Ladybug, yes!
Yeah.
I've not seen that show yet.
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm. Yeah.
Oh, because he's a cat guy, a cat in a
Yeah,
war,
when
right?
he-
Okay,
yeah,
I
no,
get it.
when he-
I
when
get
he
it.
scratches things
That's what
destroys
ladybug
them.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's destructive. He's creation.
So the 3 of you ended up in the Fey Wastes. You were looking for the reliquary, which is supposedly a place that holds all of the treasures that the Feywild has to hold. Fred was very excited about the possibility of treasure.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were indeed made as you followed the first voice that called out to you and ended up almost getting sucked dry of your water by ancient spirits in need of
I don't know. I don't know. It
liquid.
didn't feel very bad to me.
Yeah.
I basically died twice.
Slather
I'm
Aramis
exhausted.
in Vaseline or
I
something.
believe
I've
you're.
used all my hit dice and I'm still almost dead.
I think you are like exhausted 2 at this point, and
I'm
you're
exhausted
3.
3.
Yes, so you have disadvantage
So
on
I'm
attack
exhausted
rolls.
1.
Just spray
You're
some
one,
Windex
okay.
on it. You'll be fine.
And then both of you have had your hit point maximum reduced until you can take a long rest. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm reduced by 5.
50?
50? Oh my gosh.
You're just
reduced by 50?
You should be reduced by
max
more than
is
5.
50.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got hit. I think. Well, oh, sorry. No, because. No, you're right. Because you're
Because
only
it's-
exhausted 1. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you're only
okay.
reduced by 5.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, it was a rough fight. We almost died without you.
I leave you
Yes.
alone for like 5 seconds.
No, we left you alone.
Yeah. Like, good luck
You'll come
with that.
back and I'm like trying to kill at least 3 of the demigods.
You got the Baba Yaga knife point. We're like, what happened?
What happened?
She refused to sign.
But I think actually we are going to start tonight, not with the rest of the members of the party who are currently resting in.
Outside the crater.
Yes,
Not
you are
okay.
in kind of a ruined town that you guys found. Sandstone walls crumbling around you, but still a little bit of shelter from the intense heat and very bright sun that reflects a normal sun rather than the artificial one. We will go back, though, to what has been the longest opening statements, and you haven't even gotten to the opening statements yet, Victor. You're sitting there and you're listening to every member of this trial, all of the Fae members, going through half-hour-long speeches about pleasantries and different things, and it's all very boring. Go ahead and roll me an insight check, though.
14 plus my insight, which is not my dagger.
That's the name of your new dagger.
That is 24.
Sight.
24. You realize that nobody's really paying attention to you. Like, all of the eyes are on, like, the Fae kind of talking to each other. And your friends are gone. You notice that. Leah is the only one that kind of glances at you every now and then, but she looks like she's trying to pay attention. Mm-hmm. Everyone else is just ignoring you at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He would not shift uncomfortably yet, but he would be listening in and trying to, like, find his way into one of the conversations.
Yeah. And we kind of get to the end of, we'll say it's a couple hours of speeches at this point. And it finishes with the Baba Yaga saying, and of course, I am more than happy or more than grateful that this court has once again been allowed to join in on the proceedings and decisions of the Feywild as a whole. I know it has been a long time, and we are grateful for the opportunity. Now then, I think we should go ahead and have a small break for food, and then we will get started. And she kind of claps her hands a little bit, and a large table kind of flows out of nowhere, piled up with food. The rest of the Fey Lords get up, and this seems just like normal stuff. They all sit down at the table, and they start talking a little bit more amicably. Leah turns to you, and she gives you a look like, remember what we talked about?
I look over at her, let's see. Okay, he'll be a good boy.
Okay. And she is going to sit down, and she's actually going to reach into her satchel, and she's going to pull out a little like brown bag, and she's going to open up, and she got like a little sandwich and some cheese and bread and stuff in there, and starts like, basically she brought her own lunch, because that's what you do when you're in the Fey realm.
The candy that she gave me before, remind me, it was like one of those Werthers.
Yeah,
it was like,
it's an everlasting Werther.
So he'll like kind of take it out of his mouth after he's been like eating it for like an hour, and kind of shrug his shoulders and like put it back in.
Pop it back in, yeah.
Just keep eating it.
And you feel a little bit of a tug on your cloak, your robe of mini pockets, or not mini pockets, mini items. And Moops is actually standing there when you look down.
Moops.
Yes, my mistress actually wishes to speak with you alone if you had a moment.
I look over to Leah.
And she looks back at you and kind of just shrugs like, you know the rules, but...
Okay,
yeah.
Lead the way. And at this point, Victor probably would have just... Was it just like everybody standing? Was everybody sitting?
Everybody was like kind of commingling at this point. There's a couple other like... They look like probably higher ranking Fae from the Court of Night, some elves, but they have like black skin, not like Drow, but more like fairies with kind of like darker skin or translucent skin, that kind of thing.
Skin.
There definitely is somebody that is you can see right through their skin, right to their circular system.
It's like one of those old MacBooks.
Yes.
The best era
And
in aesthetics.
There's one named Mac. So
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
John actually is like full partaking of all of the food. He doesn't realize he never got taught on anything. He just seems to be enjoying the novelty of actually eating and everything.
Doesn't he eat dust when he sweeps it?
No, he just moves it around.
I swear I heard him going, no.
And chewing on it. So Victor would at this point, like if he wasn't able to find his way into any of the conversations, he probably would have just kind of sat down. Or not sat down, but like the kind of that Japanese sit down where you're kind of sitting on your knees and just kind of whatever at rest, meditating. And so when Moops came, you'd get up and lead the way.
Yeah. So he takes you back over to the throne because the Baba Yaga hasn't moved, and she leans forward and she goes, "Victor, are you enjoying your time in my court?"
It has been enjoyable to see the inner workings of this court and the intricacies of your political systems. It's been enlightening.
Oh, thank you. I do think that we have a nice place around here. Now, I would like to make you an offer, Victor.
I'm listening.
This whole rigmarole, I'm sure that you're a little worried about it, considering the contract was pretty iron solid. You were the one who wrote it, after all.
Yes, it was very clear that we would bring no harm to them.
And I would like to extend an offer to you to kind of sweep this all under the rug, as it were. I could drop the
John Broom
charges.
parks up.
Yeah, I could drop the charges in total, but in exchange I would require something of you.
I will. I need to speak with my counsel before.
Of course, if you'd like to bring her over, or if you'd like to hear my offer first.
I will listen.
Wonderful.
What do you have to say?
Are you aware of the servants that I have around me? Not that one. She kind of moves away, and he
Oops.
scurries off.
I assume John Broom is now in your service.
No, he is independent. I just brought him here because I thought he would make a impartial juror.
I wouldn't say that. He seems pretty hostile to me.
Oh, I do apologize.
He's only tried to kill me on multiple occasions.
Has he now?
Yes.
I had no idea. Are you aware of my horsemen, though?
Would I have
Give me a history check. Let's see if you would have known anything about this.
16 plus history 17?
Yeah, you would have heard about the Baba Yaga's horsemen. She has 3 of them. Bright Day, Red Sun, and Black Knight. They are the White Rider, the Red Rider, and the Black Rider, is what they're also known as. Basically, technically they herald the different time frames according to legend. You know, one of them brings the dawn, one of them brings the day, one of them brings the night. But they also just kind of work for the Baba Yaga, doing whatever tasks she wants.
And their cousin is Winona.
Yes, Winona Rider. And the Baba Yaga says, with...
Sorry, I've had this all pent up for like weeks now.
Yes.
It has been, it's been what, 3 weeks since we played?
It's been 3 weeks since you played, I think.
Yeah.
It's been sad.
It has been, but we're back.
Good. I've just had to spend time with my family on Thursday nights.
How horrible.
What a normie.
What a normie. I could. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of other things to be doing.
Anyway, Victor, you're aware of my horsemen.
I am.
There may be an opening for another
Princess.
servant of sorts, horseman of sorts. And I have admired the work that you've done for the creatures of the Court of Night. I did see what you did in Meadstead. And you've impressed me. I wish to extend the offer of my horsemen should the position become available.
Interesting.
Of course, I do understand that your obligations in the mortal realm have certain requirements to them, and you would only serve me tangentially up until your mortal death, at which point you would become my immortal servant.
Is this how we find out that Victor goes into a Warlock?
Hexblade!
He
time.
will.
This is quite a generous offer. I will have to consider it carefully with my friends. How long until you would need?
I'd say you would have until this court has decided.
All right. Thank you.
Then he'll just kind of like awkwardly kind of look around and kind of shuffle off back.
Exit stage left.
And she gives you a wide smile as you're leaving, and she goes, "You're welcome."
No, it doesn't.
Fred is not there.
We are going to
Torrey
cut
is
over.
telling you.
Yeah, you did just say thank you to a fae.
That's true.
We are going to cut over to...
She also said thank you to me.
That's true.
And I said, you're welcome.
Yep. That's probably oh good, he said thank you too. We're even. I made that mistake earlier. Even being an ancient fae, I still sometimes get too polite. I belong to the Canadian court.
Yes.
That's just the winner.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
The Eternal Winter Court.
Right. You go to the winter fae and they're like, I can't even do like the.
You want to get on a moose, eh?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
But
That was Australian.
if you haven't seen Letterkenny, you
that
should.
voice.
You should
a
watch
hard accent.
Letterkenny.
Yes.
You should watch it alone. It's not a family show, but it's funny as hell. So, Anyway, we're going to go ahead and cut back over to the wastelands, where the three of you are kind of huddled in the shade of a broken wall of what appears to be a city or a town. You've taken a short rest, and let me just...
How are you two feeling?
I am feeling about 3 levels of exhaustion.
Is that a lot?
Yes.
And you are also feeling 3 levels of exhaustion?
He looks about 1 level. Mm-hmm.
There are some advantages to having Fred in the party, being able to break the fourth wall.
Well, I feel great. It's actually really nice to be out in the sun again.
Is it?
You've got your little charging pad open. To,
like Cory.
I get the tanning.
Does the apple noise?
Are you guys well enough to walk, or do we need to rest for longer?
I tried really hard to save some spell levels. I've got plenty left to go, but max HP of 50. So
I have no idea what she's talking about.
don't worry about it. Let's continue on.
What do we see when we stand back up and take a lay of the land?
Okay. So the ancient ruins are half-destroyed buildings with worn but beautifully carved tile pictograms that kind of depict the kingdom before it was in ruins. You see a man shining like the sun, holding hands with an elegant woman cloaked in darkness. They all depict the couple in love, raising 4 children of various colors.
What colors?
That is a good question. That is...
On the way to get food, Cory's like, sometimes when you're a DM, people don't listen to your description that much. So
the right things in descriptions. Good. I'm glad you're paying more attention. Might have been my intention there. Let's see here. The colors are
exactly what you're talking about.
Yellow, green, orange, and white.
Is this
Those are the colors of the children that in the tiles.
the man glowing like the sun? Does it look like a traditional depiction of Davros, or?
Roll me a religion check.
How about a 5?
Could be. You haven't really seen too many depictions of Davros before.
Does it look like Sephiroth?
That would be what Davros looks like.
That's Davros, but I don't know anything about religion except for Zolos.
I was going to say, you follow a god. That's sort of religious.
I'm starting to think he might not be a god. Maybe he's just something.
I don't know if that's religious. I consider religion like an organized. I think he's spiritual.
No, he's very murdery.
Murderous. You have the spirit of murder. I like that. I like him. Bolt, what about you? Who do you want to murder?
I mean, I also like Aramis as well. But I can't say that I want to murder anyone.
There's no one in all of this that you want to kill.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the people who took away all your memories and stuff?
Well, if you recall, those were... And I think I would have told you this story. Probably in one of our travels.
I'm sure.
Those were actually part of my crew, and they did it to protect me.
Who? Should we go kill them?
No.
What are their names?
No.
Yes.
I mean, you did tell them this whole story last episode. Actually, yeah.
We're just remembering wrong on purpose because we're bad friends.
Yes. And technically, the ones who took away your memory were probably the Arcanum in that case, since they were the ones who had the memory charm over everybody.
the 4 of them took my soul core
because everybody they could feel the magic. Taking away their memories of everything outside.
But I thought that also basically took my memory into the soul core, and so I don't think the Arcanum had anything to do with it.
The Arcanum was the direct cause that made them take your soul core apart.
Sure.
here or there, you know.
How are we going to get to this place that we have to find? I really want that favor from the Fang. Remember, if we do this, she's giving me that.
I think whatever we do, we don't listen to any mysterious voices anymore.
for a place?
Like that. No, we're good. Thank you.
Okay.
Wait. Do you happen to have a map?
I can try
What?
a map.
Who is speaking?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Can we all?
Yes,
just, like,
absolutely can.
talking to the air?
Everybody's, kind of like...
Got a map.
Let's see.
Which just falls
Bolt's,
in exchange for some water.
Bolt's not
11?
is now talking.
I have disadvantage, so hang on.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
I think,
Oh.
Oh, I do too.
17 plus, what am I doing? Perception?
perception. 17 was the lowest you rolled?
Yeah.
How about a 20? A dirty 20.
Wow, dirty 20.
Sorry.
I was really enamored with trying to think of who would I like to kill.
Just 17.
You two are
17.
paying good attention.
So Aramis is going to notice this. You see that there are tiny little like holes in the wall, almost like they almost look like evenly spaced like mouse holes, right? All along the walls, and one of them actually has a pair of eyes in it, 2 little eyes, and you assume that this is where the sound is coming from.
Gus. Jock.
I can give you a map if you give me teeth or bones. You got bones?
You have my deals with the Fae. Sorry. I'm gonna poke him in the eyes.
Okay. Let's see here.
This is when you find out that there's bone fairies.
First of all, roll me an attack roll, please.
Okay.
This is just an unarmed strike.
Okay. So that would be a 24 for 2 damage.
24, yeah, so that'll hit, and the thing cries out, and then as you're pulling your finger out, it is going to make an attack against you.
Oh
Attack of
no.
opportunity.
27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so you're just going to take 1 piercing damage as this bites down on you, and you pull your finger out, and you bring it with you. This humanoid creature is kind of hunched and is no larger than 6 inches tall. Cracked white skin, rough and calloused from the burning sun overhead, is stretched over a thin, bony frame. 2 arms, twice the length of its body, and add extra support, and a thin membrane of leathery skin attaches between the wrist and the arm, almost like a bat.
Okay.
The thing is bald and hairless, with 2 large black eyes, slits for a nose, and a wide mouth with 2 sharp fangs prominently, but there's a big giant row of teeth. And it kind of lets go afterwards, and it hisses at you as it like drops to the ground and skitters over to the corner. It looks almost like a fairy, a twisted version of a fairy, though.
Sorry. I thought you were gonna be like a lot different.
Very rude. And it's got like one of its eyes closed.
I thought it was like a full-size person just looking
It's
through
like, is it
peepholes.
watery?
No.
Because he poked it.
I am imagining, though, what's the bat from...
Bartok.
Yeah, from Rasputin. What's it called?
Yeah, from
Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Yeah, Anastasia. That is what I'm imagining.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I need to change the voice?
Yes, you do.
Very well. I can't remember exactly how his voice goes, but
It's basically
look
just,
like a face of the bat that would lie to you. It's like
it's like a
drunk Canadian.
yeah.
Well, that's all
drunk Canadian.
No,
Well,
like
all I can do is a sort of let's see,
a
maybe
Victor
like
2 octaves up.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir.
I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm just going back to the regular voice. And it kind of just like rubs its eye a little bit, and it says, "You have extra bones. Give me extra bones. I give you the way."
You
What?
also said teeth would work.
Yes,
I've got
teeth is
some
great.
teeth. It's my candy necklace.
Give teeth. Give teeth. Give teeth.
What are you going to do with them?
Eat. Calcium good. Yes.
There's a thing called a calcium supplement. You can get it in pill form from
Your local.
any local pharmacy.
You have?
No.
Then teeth. Teeth and
I
bones.
will give you 1 tooth.
1 tooth does not a colony feed.
How many of you are there?
Dozens.
And you said you could give us a map to the item we're looking for.
What is it you're looking for?
What's it called again? We're looking for the reliquary. Reliquary. Relic.
Oh,
place.
oh
Relic
yes.
Gary.
Relic
Mad.
Gary.
We're ready
His
for
name is Relic Gary.
Very old man.
He's
Just an old guy.
He's an antique dealer.
Okay.
Yes, reliquary, very easy to find.
How about this? You take us to the reliquary, and then I will give you my tooth necklace.
All the teeth on there?
Wait. I don't think we're supposed to make any deals.
Oh, that's right. I like making deals. I live on the edge. Let's do it.
Very well. Whole necklace. Take you to the reliquary.
I will give you all of the teeth on this necklace but one.
Which one?
Is there any of the teeth on here that stand out?
That's a very good question.
Are there?
I would say that each of the teeth is different. They all are probably from different humanoid or monstrous races. So you've got a couple like fangs in there, got a couple shark teeth. That
One's
sort
like
of
a
thing.
horse tooth molar.
Gross. Oh.
So is there a
sounds-
particular one that you would
I
prefer
would
to
say a fang of some sort.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so like you point out the fang that you want to keep. And...
I'm keeping this one, and there's nothing you can do about
But
it.
that's best one.
I know, that's why I want to keep it.
Fine.
Fine.
One tooth now? One tooth now?
I will give you one tooth now.
Bitterbit is best.
What is your name?
Bitterbit.
Bitterbit. Like bitter beer face. There you go.
And he takes the tooth and it's massive in his hands, and he just like his mouth opens up wider than expected, and he just starts like ripping hunks off of it, almost like it's cotton candy. And as he does, you can see that there's kind of these little tiny calcium nodules that start like growing on his back
Ugh.
a little bit. It's almost like a bunch of like tiny pimples, kind of almost like you would see a frog if it was spawning. That sort of thing.
You look
Yeah.
disgusting.
Thank you.
Looks like what you're
Oh,
drawing.
And,
I saw that. I was like, no.
what are those on your back?
New bleach fairies.
And that's what you are.
Yes.
A bleach fairy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? What's your purpose? Are you going to hurt
Collect
us?
bones, collect teeth. Not much left.
You're the tooth fairies that the Baba Yaga was speaking of.
I suppose, yes.
Do you work for the Baba Yaga?
Sometimes we not my colony, but we've heard of her.
Interesting. Do you get teeth from under children's pillows at night?
Best place to get teeth.
I agree.
Always try to go for the mouth, but they wake up too quickly.
I've done it so many times. This is hold on.
They're like, king, king.
Yeah. Go for the teeth, and the child wakes up and they vanish.
Yikes.
Very well, very well. Follow Bitterbit. And then he's going to flap once and take off into the sky, just like a bat. It sounds exactly like the bat. He even kind of like squeaks a little bit, almost like he's orienting himself. And then he will start heading off.
I will follow. And if either of you look like you're lagging behind, I will full on pick you up and carry you.
Into the Bolt Bjorn you go.
Yep. Or just like one on each shoulder type of a thing if you would like. And I actually offer that. Would you like me to carry you while you rest?
I think I'm alright.
The offer stands.
My speed
Fred?
is halved because, level 2 exhaustion, but I refuse to have
So
any...
you're slower because you're tired.
Yes, that's what I said.
The translation begins. Bitterbit is going to land on Aramis's
So
shoulder as you're
I'll-
walking.
I will reach out and let you basically hop up and you can sit on my shoulder.
Just this once.
Sure. Unless you need it again in the future.
Fine. Aramis, this is kind of fun. Hop up here.
Pass.
If you die, can I have your bones?
No.
No, I want his bones.
No.
I'm not actually going to take them.
They have to be properly ashed.
Well, I can take them for that then.
Do you know what I've always dreamed of? When I die, cremate my body.
I thought you said you or immortal.
If I ever die, which I won't, but if I did,
They got a point.
cremate my body, put the ashes in a firework. Yes, light it off on the 4th of July. You know.
What's July?
And we're gonna go ahead and pan out and cut away back over to the court, where court is back in session, and the parties have finally been sworn in. Another round of pleasantries has been exchanged. It's been another hour. Once again, Victor, it feels almost like there's way more posturing than there should be, and nobody is paying attention to you as the defendants. But at that point, Melba is going to stand up and she's going to say, "Esteemed counsel, I think we are ready to speak with the accused and get his side of the story."
The innocent is ready.
And Leah is going to stand up and say, I would request that a zone of truth be put into place so that nothing but the truth may be spoken by all witnesses. And the Baba Yaga nods and kind of twirls her fingers in a circle immediately. Like, it doesn't like, it's not like magic rings into existence. It's more like the shapes kind of like sink, or the rest of the ground sinks down, leaving only that, the runes in the mud, and then it solidifies into the ring. She goes, "Step forward."
He steps into the ring.
Excellent. Melba is going to walk up and she's going to say, "Now, Victor, can you tell us what happened on the day in question?"
Which day of question do you speak?
The day that you met Briva, the hag, and the day she died.
Yes, for the first time we met her. My friend, we were in the place called Holobin Sanctum. We were going about and doing heroic things, as we do, and we.
This is so good. It's all truth.
One of my friends, he cast a spell, and something went a little wild, if you will. And we swapped places, it seemed, with Briva. And so, to our astonishment, we thought she had done something to our friend, and we did not trust her. So we decided to get into agreement with her that we would go and work together to try and make it out in an agreeable fashion. We would not harm her; she would not harm us.
And that was the exact wording that you used?
Yes, we would not go and harm her if she would not attack us in kind, and we would basically.
Interesting, because I have a copy of the contract, and it does say that we would not let her come to harm.
Well,
But harm she did come to.
but would it not give her harm if we were to tell her what to do? I mean, it's like tell a horse to come drink water. You cannot do that.
Let's stick with the facts for now, shall we?
All right.
Tell us what happened next.
So we went about our business. A lot of chaos ensued. There might have been some fireworks, explosions, things falling around. It got really crazy for a little while. But then there was this really big juggernaut tank thing. I don't know what a tank is, but...
The Baba Yaga is like, I understand.
Yes, it drove it had these large wheels.
As you pause and suck on your Werthers from another dimension, you're like, what's a tank?
It gives you like scraps of knowledge from Earth.
You and Fred are going to get along great.
Yes.
And well, you see, as it was driving around, we were in the middle of this big fight. All of my friends, we were on the brink of death. And we were doing everything we could to keep each other from harm, to keep each other alive. And Briva, she was no different. But unfortunately, during the fight, there were some unfortunate consequences that's unforeseen, where chaos, the chaos of battle. I cannot change the will of the gods.
So you had no way of protecting Briva. You did not see what was happening until after the fact? And I will remind you, you are in a zone of truth.
I will, I was moving as quickly as I could, holding the hand of my enemy, trying to prevent everyone else from getting stone face, and it had this spell on it. And the tank was chasing me, and unfortunately, when I ran past, she was caught in the crossfire. There was not many places I could hide.
Interesting. So, in conclusion, you forcefully summoned Briva into an area where she needed your protection, and then you offered protection for her if she protected you, and then didn't deliver on your promise. Do I have that right?
No, that is completely incorrect.
Some would say that it is correct. And she's going to turn around and
Who's in the zone of truth here?
Yeah. she's going to turn around, she's going to wave to Leah, and Leah's going to stand up and
I'm
go,
speaking my truth, okay?
Victor, when Briva was summoned, what was the demeanor that she had?
So, if I remember correctly, this is me just making sure. She was a little confused, perplexed. It seemed like she was in the midst of doing something that we don't know what. And then
She was going after Hug's kid.
Yeah, you did find out that later.
we did find out that it was good. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Aloma.
Loma. Okay.
Well, she seemed surprised, to say the least. As with all chaos magic, it's very unpredictable. It's difficult to pinpoint what will happen, and unfortunately, the two of them somehow got switched while she was in the middle of trying to steal a child.
There's a little bit of a murmur from the other courts, but the Baba Yaga doesn't seem concerned at all with that revelation. And she goes, and was she in any way threatening you as far as, or demanding anything of you at that point?
Remembering... No, I don't
you
think
do
so.
you do remember that she was demanding that you get her out of there.
I believe she was the one that was demanding that we get her out of there. We told her where we were at, and that in the Hollow Ben Sanctum, no harm should come to them. But unfortunately, we later found out that there was some hokey-pokey things going on in there. Glitterbug is not the best at, dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
Of course.
She really needs a QA
And-
department.
Speaking on that same behalf, your contracts. Melba has said that they are well formed. Is that correct? Do you believe that your contracts are well formed?
My contracts are ironclad every time.
And Leah's going to turn around. She's going to say, as you can see with the Zone of Truth, my client does believe what he is saying. However, if you would... and she kind of waves a hand to Moops, and he waddles over and he hands a bunch of different scrolls to the five jurors, I suppose is what we'll call them. Yeah. They all unroll it and they start reading through. As you can plainly see from 5 different Victor contracts that have been made over the years, there are numerous errors and loopholes, exploitable loopholes
And lots
within
of
them.
misspellings for some reason.
What? Most of these would not hold up in a typical court of law. However, this is a grand court of law, so the intention of the rule is a little bit more worthwhile, but they are still very poor contracts. I apologize, Victor. I did not mean to...
Now, Leah's on your list.
Victor is holding his demeanor, but there is a small tear that's welling up in his eye.
Oh.
As a hag of considerable skill, no doubt, and she waves to Melba, who gives her a begrudging nod, Briva would have had ample opportunity to manipulate this contract to her will, including magically binding Victor to require him to come to her aid if she so chose, because it is, again, a very underwhelming contract.
The tear falls. He tries to...
However, she did not. She signed the contract as is, without any additional manipulation, beyond the part that she put in herself that you have all seen in the contract. And what I think happened was desperation, as you said. She was eager to get out of there, right, Victor?
She was very eager to leave by any means necessary, and I would not have had the power to stop her at the time.
So why then not magically bind you to it? Unfortunately, without any sort of magical binding beyond that, there isn't much that we can say about that contract. It could very well be a null and void contract, considering the contents of it.
Victor leans to Moops.
She's good.
Oh yes, very much so.
Well, Moops, what are you doing in the circle? Get out of there. Oh, I just wanted to be part of things.
I wanted to be here too. Leah says, thank you, Victor. I have no further questions for you.
They'll look to the rest.
Melba will wave her hand and to Baba Yaga say, you may sit back in your bench. And then
Sit down.
Leah stands up and she goes, for my first witness, I will be calling Glitterbug to the stand. And we're going to go ahead and cut away as a magical coalescence begins and a fairy dragon begins to appear.
I didn't mean anything that I said earlier, Glitterbug. Listen,
And we'll cut back over to where the three of you plus Bitterbit have been walking through seemingly a random trail. He'll fly off in a specific direction, and then once you guys are following,
Now,
he'll come and
Fred,
settle back in.
If you remember, we passed by that one building that was half crumbled, but did you see the delicate blue arches of the buttresses on the
Does
side
he ever
of it?
stop talking about buttresses?
No, I do not. Now, if you notice,
We are here.
those... Oh.
I like big
Perhaps
punches and I-
later, and I'll set you down on the ground.
So you,
Thanks for the ride, big boy.
Okay.
Thing?
I think
It?
Big guy. Big
big guy,
person.
big person, begin.
Big
A big one.
Big one.
Yep.
Like a big-
A large structure looms ahead, almost so suddenly as to be unbelievable that you didn't see it before.
What the hell?
4 twisting spires of differing wood circle around a central pillar of black obsidian, and a small white stone path leads up to the doorway. At its entrance sit 2 massive trolls, their bodies covered in rather random-looking bits of hide and armor, and they are kind of tossing this. It almost looks like a giant, those burrs that you get in your shoes sometimes, or on your
laces.
socks when you're going through certain patches. It's like they're tossing one of those back and forth and catching it, and it's piercing their hands, and like blood is dripping down, and they're just laughing and
Let's
tossing it back
go.
over. Yep. Around them are stains of blue, smeared and dried into the hard-caked earth.
Is their blood blue? As well.
Their blood is red.
Their blood's red.
Yeah, I think troll blood is standard red or it's green. I can't remember which one it is.
my own blood.
Bitter bit. Do you know these 2 trolls?
No, but they do have a lot of bones.
Well,
Where did you say your family was?
Back at the village we just left.
Could you... I'm gonna make a deal with the Fae guys.
Yeah.
Could you get your family, bring them here, distract them, and in exchange, we have a lovely animal place at our tower where you can live and terrorize Southport for their teeth.
Ooh.
Only at night after 9 p.m. That's
no,
Roll me a
no
persuasion
killing.
check.
just teeth.
Just roll me a persuasion check.
Dang it, Sally.
How about
you
a
took my teeth
9?
again.
9?
So persuasive.
Have you seen my teeth anywhere?
They're a
There's
bunch
some
of
bone
dead
fairy
humans.
that's like these like big giant teeth.
And you would let us stay there? For how long?
1 year.
1 year and 1 day.
And 1 hour.
Oh, isn't that like a normal Fae thing?
That's pretty much like, that seems to be a consistent magical deal thing as a year and a day.
Obviously, our teeth. Do you have teeth?
I have a metal
Just
facsimile of teeth,
Our teeth are off limits.
and anyone else in the tower.
Here's the deal, though. We need a contract from Victor to all the dentists. I say we get a 10% kickback
Yes.
for all the teeth fixing.
Love this.
So a year and a day? Yeah.
And an hour.
And an hour. I will return. And he flutters off. You
Flutters like a little butterfly.
Yeah.
Now,
So
will the
weird.
More like
trolls
flaps away.
have the trolls seen us? I mean, are we close enough that they have seen us?
You are standing right in the middle of the path, and they have not been. They are not aware of your presence.
I don't think there's really anywhere to hide. That's what
No,
he
there's
said.
not. Like, this is a pretty open area, but they are pretty enamored with their back and forth as far as their.
I kind of want to talk to these two and just see what they're all about, but should we talk to these while we wait for
We
Bitterbit?
can. I just want to remind you. 50 max HP. Thank you.
I don't understand.
What is your normal maximum?
Much more than that.
How much more?
I can't remember.
All right. So you want to approach these trolls?
Trolls in the dungeon.
You two stay back and get ready to run just in case. I will hopefully occupy them long enough that Bitterbit can get here and maybe get them away. If they're hostile, I don't know. I'm kind of assuming that everything here is hostile. So, if you two are going to back off, I'll move forward.
Oh, I'll back off.
Back.
Back off.
Back off. Yeah. Okay. The
I'll-
trolls.
Hello.
One of them turns and the thing sticks into his face. Are you trying to get in?
Not necessarily.
Well then, hello.
My name is Bolt.
I'm Bergrusher.
Rusher, and who are you? To the other one.
Ort.
Bergrusher and Ort. What are you guys doing here? What are you two doing here?
Oh, guarding this door. We were told not to let anyone in.
No one.
No one.
You're supposed to.
Well, you're in luck. I'm not actually a person. Kung, kung, kung.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Come on, be good.
Every troll knows.
You talk like a person.
Well, I was built that way.
Ort's seen people in armor before.
I don't have armor on. This is just
Prove
me. How would I prove it?
Show him you're not butthole. Pull your face off.
Okay, it takes a minute.
Sure.
Yep, I'll grab out tools and
And start working on it, yeah.
yep.
Pull your face off.
So as you are like starting to unscrew the panels that manage your faceplate, you hear the sound of flapping in the air,
I will slow down.
and that one set of flapping turns into many, and soon
I'll
enough,
start screwing it back in.
My bone army.
soon enough, there is a swarm of these bleach fairies.
Do we have a sound for that?
I do not have a sound for
It's the
bleach
flight of the
fairies.
bumblebees.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the way they fly. It's like a bunch of like popping
Or the flight of the
knuckles and
Valkyries,
like.
whatever.
Oh, well, I was thinking flight of the... Isn't there a bumblebee on it?
I was thinking Flight of the Valkyries. Yeah, I know. The Flight of the Valkyries, the one with Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, exactly. And you look up, and there is basically a swarm of probably about
Fly, my
70 to 100 fairies
Oh, dang.
that are basically swarming down on these trolls, and they're all shouting bones. And there
My
is.
brain broke for a second.
You're fine.
And I'm good now.
Okay.
It caught up.
Okay, good. And then there is one that looks a bit different than the others. It is probably about a foot tall. It is covered in like pustules, and it has more traditional, like larger fairy wings, insect like dragonfly wings. And she is just kind of like hovering and almost like a conductor directing them in various ways. And the trolls start like, oh my gosh, what are these? And they start like kind of just running around trying to smash as many as they can, mostly like smacking their own faces. Yes. And Bitterbit lands and he goes, take us with you.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well done. Well done, my army.
And then he's going to bite your neck.
Oh no. Are you
And-
going to turn into one?
And the fangs sink in and then pull out, and it actually heals over pretty much immediately, but it leaves 2 red dots on your neck.
You're a vampire.
Ben marked. You are his mate.
What the hell, Aramis? We did not agree on this.
That's so that we can come with you.
Oh. Is it like a seal?
Yeah,
All right,
magic.
let's go.
Good luck. And he's gonna
Thank
go
you.
Bonds and then fly off directly for one of the troll's nostrils.
Oh, Fred will first give him
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the necklace. I don't want to.
he will actually. You know what? He will take the necklace and he'll just stop and start eating it, just watching the stuff going on.
like popcorn.
Yeah, it's just and as he does, like those pustules like keep growing on his back, and he's growing a little bit larger as he's just munching on it. But the trolls are distracted at this point.
I think we take this opportunity to go inside.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's try to get inside.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy to.
It's not after midnight, is it? You feed bitter bit after midnight?
Yeah,
Wish I would have rolled good.
it would have been nice.
I feel so bad for Southport. I've unleashed a hell circus and now bone demons.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Who wants your tickets? Front row seats.
My new
No.
name will be
I'll get 'em.
Aramis, the
littlest-
scourge of Southport.
The littlest hopes are going to
Just
be
don't tell
hired.
anybody.
Keep popcorn.
Hey, we can just hire the littlest hopes to go and round them all up and dispose of them.
Maggie's just
You're welcome.
using the orb of water, the decanter of endless water.
There's no love with you.
Love it.
Robbie, who's like, "What? Come at me! I don't got any teeth."
You got bones though. He doesn't realize that.
Aramis, are you going to turn into one of those things? Are you craving teeth? Are you growing fangs?
Yeah.
You might be becoming one of them. You are looking a little paler.
That'll be fascinating to
I
see.
think that's just the lack of water, the sun.
You're probably looking redder because of the sun, actually.
I don't know how the sun works. I'm from Aneria.
Yep, exactly.
No one knows about sunscreen.
We're going to go ahead and cut back over to the wonderful yet rather boring trial at this point. Glitterbug has given her statement. She did not speak with you during that or afterwards. And it was just mostly yes, it was an unfortunate side effect that Breva was called in. We regret it. We corrected the issue, and we promised that it would never happen again.
We have patched Hollowbend
Yep,
Sanctum.
exactly.
No more hags will be summoned when
There's
casting.
a new user
If you
end user
die
license agreement.
in Hollowbend Sanctum, you don't die in real life anymore.
Yeah, you get
Fix the
teleported
nerd
out. Yep. That was an unfortunate side effect of having aberrants inside of us, and we corrected that.
I guess while that was happening, Victor would write or put a quick note together for the cup to send to Amberite.
Okay, what are you going to say to Lyra?
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you, and he'll say,
Context is important.
Yeah.
Hope everything's
spelled it right.
Hope everything's fine.
It's a mental message, not an actual written message. in this case.
Might want to might need to have a chat later. We need to talk.
Maybe in Fey prison
Send.
forever.
Oh,
gosh!
no. You are the worst.
I'm gonna
Victor?
break up with her for the Baba Yaga. So you can be
Somewhere there's a very worried member
And
of
then
the
about-
assassin wing of the Onyx.
Then a few seconds later, he realizes, oh no, I should write something more. So he'll send a second one. Sorry, didn't mean to worry you. I love you very much. I don't want to make a stupid mistake, but if things go wrong, just know, have a good life. And they'll send that.
so much better.
Oh.
Have a good life.
It's that.
Can we do a side thing on TikTok of like dating advice from Victor.
The worst
It's like the worst advice
Make
ever.
sure you always
What not
present
to do.
your favorite blade at the first date.
The first time you sit down,
Do not present
closer
your
to the
blade on
baboon.
the first date.
Like a baboon, you must present the butt.
Do not.
I learned this from Bolt, you know. First, when you meet, you check if they have a behind. Are they person? No. Yes.
Check if they... Victor. Oh my.
That's how dogs mean. It's the 8 Rings version.
Do not.
Okay.
And then they, after Glitterbug is dismissed, which it actually, sorry, I should say it's not actually her, because she cannot leave the sanctum as its guardian. It's more of like a hallucinatory image, you know, like a hologram.
Okay.
It does the blue wavery thing that it always does. Yeah, it's all, yeah.
Yeah, there's always a.
Would there
Goes through it.
would there be any point during this, like while it's or breaks in it, where I could get Leah's attention just to?
Oh, actually, immediately after they end the back and forth with Glitterbug, the Baba Yaga calls for another recess, and another feast appears, and everybody gets started on yet another meal.
Listen, Leah, number one, you didn't tell me to bring a sack lunch. I've been eating this same candy for like 4 hours now.
You're an adventurer. Do you not have rations?
I didn't think of that. But that's besides the point. You said not to eat anything here.
I said not to eat anything that the Fae offered you.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. But the Baba Yaga gave me an interesting sidebar conversation.
I did see that you went over and spoke with her.
She's giving me an offer to sweep it all under the table with strings attached.
And what are those strings?
It seems that she's mentioned that her horse people, horsemen, horsewomen,
Centaurs.
Horsemen.
horse people, yes,
It'd be so great if they were centaurs.
Horsemen, right?
Too late.
that there may at some point be an opening, and should.
Did she say which of her horsemen was
It's a good question.
she was getting rid of? So the Baba Yaga, I mean, obviously, if there's, it either means that she has something more planned and is expecting to have the power to create another horseman, or she is planning on replacing one of them.
That's what it sounded like, and it sounded like it was pretty loosey-goosey until I die, and then she lays claim.
On your eternal soul, basically.
It's what it sounds like. I don't think I'm in the wrong, and I also wondered how that works if I promised myself to another.
In what context do you mean you promised yourself, Victor?
I've been considering for some time now proposing to Lyra.
Oh, like a marriage.
Yes.
Oh, I apologize. I thought you meant like your soul was promised to another.
No, but I wondered if there.
So marriage doesn't necessarily count as soul bargaining. That's not a typical marriage contract.
Till death do you part.
Till death do you part. Yeah.
I'm
that's
just
typical.
trying to see.
I don't know.
This is horrible of me, but maybe see if there's a loophole there.
So, are you interested in taking this bargain?
Something sounds that would be freaking cool to be a horseman. You know, like, can you see me?
Not
on
to
the
mention
horse?
it would get you off the hook for what could be an eternity. And she glances at Moops and like, in other capacities. But Victor, I don't think that you should be offering up eternity in exchange for.
I mean, what
amnesty.
else am I going to be doing in eternity? I'll probably be, like, sleeping.
Do you not believe in an afterlife, Victor?
Well, I figured that, you know, once it's done, you know?
Is there not a god that, like, you would claim to go to their afterlife for?
I've never really considered it. I mean, Zolo seems pretty freaking cool, if you ask me.
Why does that happen every time?
Fire like flares up a little bit.
But I don't know if I am the right, you know, cut for his...
I mean, if you want to take this deal, I mean, I would advise you to try and negotiate maybe for a less than eternity sentence. But I mean, it is up to you.
Like eternity with benefits.
I would say more like 100 years, 1,000 years, something like that.
All right.
And a day, obviously.
100 years in a day. Yeah, you could do that. That does not seem bad. I mean, the hard part here is I feel like
I'm going to tell you, Victor, that right now I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. You did sign a contract, which the Fae consider very binding, even though it was a mortal contract. And I want to apologize. I did not mean to insult you. I'm merely using it as a way to provide context and perhaps get you off the hook.
it's okay. I accept your apology.
As far as it goes, we probably can expect a favorable vote from the Claw, considering your history. And perhaps she of Many Tangles as well. She seems very amenable to you. The other three I'm not so sure on. Perhaps you could talk to John and see what his demeanor might be.
It's probably a good idea. I mean, we are on really good terms.
You're in the zone of truth.
Yeah, your foot's in the zone of truth still. Wait a minute. It just like flares
that's
up
right.
red.
Okay. No, they are not. We are not on good terms.
Perhaps speak with him and see if how he's feeling, what is going on in his head. Obviously, don't try to threaten him at all. Tampering with a jury is not something that you want to do in a Fae court.
That's true.
Or any court for that matter.
That's even better. Yes, I wouldn't dream of it.
And he kind of looks over in John's direction and tries not to scowl.
John is just like, again, he's just like...
Okay.
Well,
I've only ever swept this up. I've never eaten cheese before.
just know that if it goes south, that I don't want it to become a last-second deal kind
I was waiting
of
for you
thing,
to say, I love you. And it's just like, you
I'm not going to get the last-second deal or anything, but that might be something that comes up if you want to begin drafting.
I will go speak with the Baba Yaga.
Thank you. I will speak with John.
And she's going to stand up and kind of smooth her robes out, make sure that her little pendant that she always wears is upright, and then head on over.
Okay. And I'll head over to John Bird.
And he's just...
John! It's good to see
Hey,
you.
Victor!
In the flesh.
Yeah!
Listen, I know last few times we've had our times together. I just want to say...
You dropped me off the tower.
Well, in my defense, I thought you were my actual broom of flying. And we both...
That's, racist, but okay.
I mean, you all look kind of the same to me, other than the writing on the side. Like the Thunderbolt thing. I'm sorry, I didn't look very closely. You looked like the best top-of-the-line flying broom to me.
Well, thank you. And he kind of runs his hand through his bristly hair.
I just wanted to say...
I just imagine it still looks like...
band.
It still looks like
It's holding it.
It is, yeah. Yeah, he definitely does have like that band that holds it kind of together a little bit.
I don't want to keep you too long. I just wanted to say...
Have you tried food?
I have.
Oh, food is amazing.
I want to say I'm sorry, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Oh, well, thanks, Victor. That's very big of you.
But if you
To be fair, like, you terrify me.
And you terrify me. You tried to kill me at least 4 times now.
I've never tried to kill you.
There was that one time I opened the broom closet and you came at me with like fury.
I think that was a different character.
Oh, different broom, different character. Oh, I must be mixing.
No.
That must have been a dream. But still, you were there. I saw you.
I mean, I would never try to do anything to
You
harm
jumped
you. I
off?
mean, you're technically like my boss, right? Like,
I never really thought of it that way. I thought of you more like a brother. But there's nothing.
do brothers regularly try to kill each other?
Brother
all the
versus
time.
brother.
Yes!
No, listen, I have a confession to make. I don't have any siblings, so I have no idea. But
You know
I
what?
imagine that's probably what it's like.
I have a lot of siblings.
You do?
Yeah, no, I mean, not all of them are in the tower.
Is one like a teacup and it has like a chip in its tooth?
No, I'm a broom. Anything
Oh.
like we.
All right, sorry.
Look,
Generalizations.
I won't
my
I won't
bad.
bore you with broom like genealogy here, but suffice to say that we come from
Broomology.
trees, so any tree spawns a bunch of different kids.
That's true. Well, I just want to sweep
Oh
it under
man,
the.
the ethical ramifications of this.
I want to sweep this under the rug a little bit.
I like that.
But
I do like sweeping.
before I let you go, I thought you might like to know, in case no one has told you, if you eat the things of the Fey realm, it can cause you some like long-term problems.
Oh, well, they said I was free and clear.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Did you make any deals with them?
No. I mean, the Baba Yaga asked me to come here, and she said that I'd be immune to anything that you or they might do.
Just be careful, and if you need, feel free to use Leah as counsel if you need to make sure you're not getting yourself in hot water.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Victor.
Anytime. Fist
Mm.
bump.
And he holds up like a cup of nuts. It's like, oh, so good. I think I was from a walnut tree.
I'll grab some, and he's going to sleight of hand and see if he can like throw one behind him so it looks like it goes in his mouth.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand check.
But he's not going to eat it. That's a 3. Plus sleight of hand. 16! That's a 19.
Yeah. It definitely like you toss it over your shoulder, and he goes, "That's cool." And he's just gonna start trying to like throw things into his
If you
mouth.
think that's cool, watch, you do this and you bounce it off your elbow. I saw some guy named like Aladdin. I saw him in the
I've never had
Ruby
elbows
vases.
before.
He just
And he tries to like throw and bounce at the same time, and it just goes.
no, you
flying.
just have it in your hand. You drop it and just go. Bah,
Oh, okay.
catch it in your mouth.
Okay. Give me a performance check. I want to see if you can teach John Broomman how to do this trick.
Not one.
He is not getting it at all.
Listen,
I would say that he's all elbows in this.
He's like,
Yeah. He does crack a few of the walnuts and like, okay, that was kind of
listen. You just keep practicing. I mean, I'm sure they're lady brooms. Yes, I don't want to. So, but
I don't
I'm
know.
Sure
I'm the only broom that's been a human before,
So,
as far as I know.
if you're from a walnut, you're eating
Honestly,
walnuts.
I think the feather duster is the most attractive of all.
Oh, absolutely.
household
A
objects.
maid outfit alone. Feather
Right?
dust me, baby.
No.
We're gonna go ahead and continue on a little bit here. So
Oh, I just had a brilliant idea.
okay.
This requires future Cory in
Hi.
editing. You need to have the law and order, dun dun, when you're flipping back and forth between the
Okay.
two.
Yes. And then like,
Yes.
these are their
courtroom
stories.
3:02 p.m. or whatever.
Yes.
We'll have to see if it's
Night court.
copyrighted. or
Yeah,
not.
that's right. Law and Order might be copyrighted,
right.
but yeah.
I don't know,
Night court
it's under
and like
30
speed it up a
seconds.
little bit, and then like scribble it out. Court of night.
Court of Night. Yeah.
Just make your own bum bum noise, so
Yeah.
that way they can't come after you.
We'll just record you going dun dun.
Please do.
Okay, perfect. You better remember all of this, and you're gonna have to edit this too. So yeah, we'll both be.
Corey, write it down for me.
Yeah.
Like you always do.
Aww.
Yeah.
Brother
Working.
loves brother.
Brother love and brother. Wait.
No. I felt like an Adventure Time bit.
Okay.
All right. We are going to cut back over. You guys are now inside the reliquary.
The door and stuff was open, right? We could get a good
So
view.
you just moved right down the path between two of the trees, because again, it's kind of like this double spiral. And then when you pass through that, you are no longer like staring at this black spire obelisk. You are inside a new location.
Gary,
Gary.
are you here?
So the foyer,
Reliquary.
reliquary. The foyer is covered in 4 sets of tiles. Again, kind of the same colors you saw before.
Don't you
yellow,
start
orange, green, and white. Yep.
Vestibule.
And then a single cherry blossom tree is at its center. The tree is long dead, and its petals are dried and crunch under your feet as you enter the area.
Is it pretty big? Like covering the area?
Yeah.
basically?
Well, the tree is actually a pretty normal sized cherry
But
blossom.
the petals have like spread everywhere.
How
Yeah.
big is the area?
It's probably about. I would probably say it's about 60 feet. 60 feet circle. So 30 feet or radius.
Yes.
Yes.
This makes me kind of depressed. This tree.
So each section of the tile, there's kind of
You,
these 4 different spiraling sections.
Are you a part-time arborist?
No, I just like pretty things.
You did see a full in bloom cherry blossom when you spoke with Belladonna the Dryad in Hollowbend Keep. But each of the sections of tile bears a symbol of one of the courts at its center in a brilliant mithril circle. a budding flower for the spring court, which matches the token that you have from the Fang. A golden sun for the summer court, a single leaf for the fall court, and a unique snowflake for the winter court, surrounded by white tile.
Golden sun for the
Summer.
summer.
And a single leaf for the fall. 3 of them are lit up and kind of glowing, and the 4th, the winter, is dull.
What's the winter symbol?
Snowflake. A single snowflake.
Hold on. I want to look at the... You said it was the tiles on the floor that were colored? Or the wall?
The tiles on the floor are colored.
Tiles on the floor.
Basically in
The
like
ones on
4
the wall
spirals.
were back in the ruined town.
Right. But they're the same colors.
Yes.
I wonder if these have to do with the courts. Like a certain color for each court. But I'm not very smart,
Is it the ghost?
so I don't know.
I'm not very smart either.
So 3 of them are glowing. 1 of them is dull.
Yep.
Do the other 3 that are glowing? Do they have anything particular about them? Like there's something on them, or maybe there isn't anything on them. Like they've been cleaned or something.
You mean other than the symbols on the?
Yeah.
Again, these are these like mithril circles in the center of the tile that are glowing.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me what kind of check would you like to roll for this?
Investigation.
Investigation, sure.
23.
23. You do notice that there is very faint writing and almost like an arcane script along the surfaces of these circles.
Is it in Celestial Common, Dwarvish, Giant, or Gith?
No, it's just kind of magic script. Okay. So the kind of runic script that you might know.
I cast spells.
Yeah,
so.
you might be able to identify it given enough time.
Yeah, I'm also a rune
Yep.
knight.
But I wouldn't say that you can
Carver.
immediately recognize these symbols and the complexities of a specific arcane script without like really again rolling like an Arcana check or something for it.
So sorry, real quick.
Yes.
We came through a set of doors.
Nope. You came between
no
two
doors.
different types of wood. Basically, these 2 different types of
Okay.
wood that were growing around that obsidian pillar.
Gotcha.
And it was just almost seemingly at random.
Okay.
The path led you through these.
Your
and
typical
you are-
Fey archway
Yep.
in the woods. You know, we usually try to stay away from them, but
You can't even hear the sounds of the war cries of bones outside anymore. It's all it's all quiet in here. No crunching and munching.
now is like the winter tile crooked at all? Like it needs to be put back in place or anything like that compared to the rest of them?
So investigating that one, you don't find the same magic script on it.
It appears the magic is gone from this particular rune.
Magic is gone. That's a shame.
And I'll kind of point out the script around it. Do either of you, is this recognizable to either of you?
Is this recognizable?
You
to either of us?
could go ahead and roll me an Arcana check to see if you can try and figure out what it is.
18,
Now,
surprisingly.
I have disadvantage.
Okay.
That is a 6 for me.
Nope.
4!
Neither of you are familiar enough with the arcane script to really get an
wait a minute.
idea.
That's... No. I lost it. Never mind.
I don't really know.
See here.
Well,
I'm sorry, Bolt. We're not much help. We're kind of useless.
I'm gonna just plot out a course for all the white tiles on the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna run and smack them all as fast as I can and see if there's like a timer.
Nothing happens.
Is there anything else of interest in this area?
Other than the tree, not
Yeah.
really. But if you go and examine the tree, it doesn't really look like there's anything written on it or anything. It just kind of is a dead cherry
I'm
blossom
gonna
tree.
pour some of my water skin. Just like sadly feed the tree some water.
Okay. You see a couple cherry blossoms grow on one of the branches, and then they just fade to dust, or they shrivel up and fall down.
Did you all see that?
No, what happened?
Yeah, and it does it again. And again, a couple of them kind of bud rapidly and then fade away.
Huh. Oh, what does it mean?
Tell us!
Give us the answer!
So I spent 100 years
Mm-hmm.
carving runes.
Yeah.
Learning rune carving.
Okay.
Can I use that towards an Arcana check in any way, shape, or form?
If you'd like to go ahead and roll an Arcana check on one of the seals, you can see if you can identify it. If you have the Identify spell, it'll just work for you. It'll basically give you the same results.
I do have the Identify. I can do that as a ritual.
Yep. And
So I will do
Artificers can ritual cast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can spend
That's why I
10
took it.
minutes.
Yeah, I'll take 10 minutes to identify
Okay. Which rune are you identifying?
the snowflake one, the winter one.
So the winter one doesn't have any magic on it.
Okay,
magical
so
runes on
then the one, probably just the budding flower, the spring.
it. The spring?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go through the 10-minute ritual while these two feed bits of water to the tree.
We're out of water. Quick, spit.
Do you how much water are you pouring onto this tree?
I would just do it a little bit. Just once I saw that there was a reaction, I'd probably stop and wait until Bolt figures out what's on.
Okay. So once the ritual is done, you realize that this is a glyph of warding that is carved into this seal. Apparently, it is. It has some defensive measures in place. Particularly, this is an entangling spell of some kind. That, when triggered, will basically trigger the trap on this seal and cause the effect to happen.
Okay. I would like to identify the other ones.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, so that's going to take another 10
each.
10 minutes each. Are either of you going to do anything in the meantime?
I'm just gonna keep, I don't know, examining the tree.
Okay.
I'm so sad about it.
Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
It'll be with
He's giving
disadvantage,
the tree a
obviously.
hug. I'm so sorry.
Crit fail.
Crit fail?
Because of, exhaustion.
Yeah.
So I go to check the tree and then I kind of just fall asleep. On
Just,
the tree.
just
some of your
against the tree.
drool
Yeah.
hits the tree
I'm
and
like,
then it makes a bud.
Mhm. A single cherry blossom. But, yep. Okay, and then what about Fred?
I think Fred would check out the tree as well.
Okay.
I doubt she'll have much more.
Give me a nature.
That is 14.
14. The tree is obviously magical. You can kind of feel the faintness from it, especially when Aramis was starting to pour some water into it. You don't think it's connected to the seals in the room, but you do think that something might happen if given enough water.
Aramis. Wake up.
Sorry. Exhausted.
I feel like this tree is magical. And if we gave it enough water, I think something could happen. We need more water. Let's find some water.
Bolt, is any of those a water trap?
So you finished up with the summer one at this point, and this is another glyph of warding spell, but this one is very clearly explosive ruins.
Okay.
Basically.
Well, the flower, that one seems to be some kind of entanglement spell. This one will explode if triggered, so don't step on them or touch them.
Oh, good to know I only touched the white ones.
Yes, that's a good thing. But I want to work on the other one as well. In the meantime, you said something about water?
Yes.
Well-
A great deal of it. That's what the DM said.
Decanter water.
What's the DM?
Don't worry about it.
It's like a god.
Never mind. What were we talking about?
I have to constantly correct you.
Do either of you have a decanter of endless water? I can't remember if we picked one up. So
There's
it's
this
not
woman,
usually on my mind.
look. In
Maggie
my
Bramblecheeks.
An alchemy jar.
Let's see, what is my inventory?
Yeah, can you make 10 gallons of mayonnaise or whatever? Is it the alchemy jug? Who does that?
No, oh my gosh. What I had, okay, I'll tell you about this later. Remind me about the alchemy jug after we get through this because it
Yes.
popped something into my head that we're not doing.
You could cut it.
No, because I don't want to give away anything about what's going on around here.
Yeah, I don't have an alchemy jug.
I don't have any of those things.
Do we have any spells that like create water? That's more of a druid thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I believe you might be limited just to your water skins.
Well,
which don't have
you can use all the rest of my water skin.
I have mine. Did we use all of yours though?
I don't know if we used all of it.
Desert.
You poured out a good chunk of it, and you told them you had no more. But
Well, whatever. If there's any left, feel free.
I have mine.
I have 3/4 of mine.
If you pass out from dehydration, I'll carry you.
okay. So you two start pouring in as you finish up the ritual on the last one. This last one actually is a symbol of fear spell, which would cause everybody to flee from it for like a minute or so.
I finished inspecting this one. It looks like this one would cause us to all flee for a short time.
And you two have finished pouring out the last of your water. One of the branches has pretty much completely grown cherry blossoms, and then they kind of coalesce, and all of the leaves seem to almost like pull in together and off each other, and it forms into a single peach that then drops to the ground.
I didn't know.
Kyle's from all the peaches in the comments.
Thanks for the peaches.
I didn't know cherry blossoms had peaches.
It's
They
very
usually
confusing.
don't.
What does it smell like? Does it smell like a peach?
It does. It smells like a very ripe peach, but there's also like a tinge of like ultimate, like almost like a combination of seasons in it as well.
Smells like summer and winter.
Could this be the reliquary?
Maybe.
You just bite into it, and they're just like a treasure pours out.
Treasure peach.
Because so just to
New meaning to
recap,
peach pit. It's a magic item.
yeah, just for a recap, the Fang wanted us to find the reliquary.
Yep.
Now, did she say the reliquary was an area or a thing?
The reliquary is like a building. This building.
So this would be
Yes.
the reliquary.
And she said that it was. She also
She
told
said-
you that it was protected by defenses from all four courts.
So the winter
Because
courts.
Baba Yaga's court was trying to invade the wastelands.
Correct.
Right, okay.
So, and then she said there's treasure in this.
Yes, this is
In the
basically
reliquary.
if you can get past the defenses, the vault itself has items that the Fey realm deemed too dangerous to have out in the mortal world.
Do you think we...
This might be it.
Oh, I was going to say we should all take a bite. Maybe it's like the knowledge of... Tree
Well,
for
remember
knowledge of good and evil.
Remember what Leah said. Don't eat anything in the Fey realm.
If
Unless
it's
it was
offered to you, I found this.
The tree kind of offered it. That could be a technicality.
Technically, Aramis found it.
What
and
if the
he
tree is
offered it to
Fey?
me.
Thank you, tree, for your bounty. See? We were polite. Is that what you're supposed to do?
I really, I'm not
No,
sure
No,
it
you're not.
matters.
Supposed, you don't.
don't
You're not
think-
supposed to say thank you.
Do exactly opposite of what Leah told us.
Yep.
The tree's
All
like,
right.
you're welcome.
She just gets a chill down her spine, and she's like,
It's like a flashback of her like drilling the rules into us, where you're like,
What? What if this isn't it?
WWL2.
Well, I'm inclined to believe it is, seeing as how it was magically formed on a tree that doesn't normally have peaches.
I will remind you that you did receive something from the Fang before you walked through.
This. What was on it again? It was.
It was a
budding flower.
Yep, it was in fact, it's a mithril token of a budding flower.
I think this has anything to do with any of this.
So the one tile
Guessing
is
it does because the DM reminded me about it.
the
You're kind of pushing the line a little bit there.
the one tile that does the tangle is a budding flower. It's also a mithril circle.
Fred will just walk right over and put it.
Okay. You touch the token
Yeah.
to the seal, and all of the script kind of dissolves away, and the seal goes dark.
Uh-oh. Is that bad?
I wouldn't say it's bad or good, but perhaps that's why it was given to you.
Well, so the winter one is dark.
Mm-hmm.
Spring one is dark. We have to get past these. We need 2 more tokens.
A golden sun and a single leaf.
Where else have we seen that?
Give me an Arcana check really quick. Bolt.
16.
16. It looks like the token dispelled the runes.
So we just have to dispel...
Now, is the token still there, or did it disappear too?
The token dissolved as well.
May I take the token?
It's dissolved.
It's gone.
Oh, it did disappear.
Yeah,
Oh,
yep.
sorry. I thought you said it was there.
Stand back.
I will
will
cast Dispel Magic at the 3rd level.
Okay. So you are casting it at which symbol?
Let's do the sun.
The sun?
Yeah.
So Dispel Magic requires you to make a...
A DC 10 plus the spell's level.
Yes.
So I'm casting it at 3rd. So it plus the level like above what I'm casting at, right? I'm pretty sure that's about right.
Yeah, so basically, let me just double check here. Nope. Dispel Magic.
Yeah, so choose one creature, object, or magical effect within
Any spell of 3rd level or lower ends.
Yep.
For each spell of 4th level or higher, you make an ability check. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
10 plus the spell's level.
So I just need to remind myself exactly what the check on this one is.
So spell level that whatever the sun is. What did you say the sun was again? It was fear?
The sun
so-
is the exploding.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need to roll me an Arcana check, sorry, not an Arcana check, the ability check using the spell, using your spellcasting ability,
Okay, so charisma.
and you do have disadvantage
I do have
on this.
disadvantage,
Yep.
yep. Okay, come on.
Do you have inspiration?
No.
Roll first.
Stop it.
Inspiration.
I do have inspiration,
So,
it just cancels
yeah,
out.
inspiration would be able to cancel it out. I probably would say you can't like roll twice and then.
Nope. That's a 2. Plus my charisma, which is a 3. So.
I think it's your full spellcasting ability.
Okay. So in that case, where's my 8 plus 8? So that's still very low. 11.
Okay.
What do you need? Hold on.
14. Well,
No, 16.
Minimum of 14.
Minimum of 14.
Mhm.
Flash of Genius plus 3.
Okay, so that puts me at what did I roll again? 2 and then plus 8. So or I threw 3. So that's 11 plus 3. So that's only 14. So I don't know what I need as a DC, but that gets me above my 3rd level spellcasting at least.
Would you like to pour an epic die into it as well?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Might as well.
That's 5 more. So we are now at 18.
Okay. You reach your hand out, and the ashes of Zolos come from your fingertips, and they just slide onto the runes and kind of erase them with gray ash for a moment before blowing it away. And the summer symbol goes dark.
All right. I'll cast again at the other one, but this time I'm going to use a 5th level spell slot.
Okay.
So, disadvantage.
No leaves in my inventory.
Nice. 13 flat. So that is a 21.
21?
Yep.
Yep. So it takes another moment,
Nice.
and the fall goes dark as well. And then you guys hear this almost cracking of wood, and you turn around and you see that the cherry blossom is kind of straightening up, and it opens, and you can see just this almost brilliant portal forms about, I think it's about...
In the tree trunk?
Yes, in the tree trunk itself.
Nice.
Basically, it separates. It's about 3 feet wide and 6 feet tall. It is covered in a warm glow.
There, that tree.
I think that might be the vault.
Step
or
in.
the equivalent.
Okay. Perfect. So the 3 of you step in. Back over at back over at the the court. Things are going okay. Hug has been called in, and he's given his testimony about your character, as well as Briva, because Briva is his mother, for those who don't remember. or adopted mother. And a couple other witnesses have kind of been called in. Most of them have been like character witnesses. And the Baba Yaga says that in 5 minutes we will decide your fate, Victor. And Leah's actually going to come over to you and she's going to say, so I have talked to the Baba Yaga and she has offered to give you 1,000 years and a day as a reduced sentence if you wish to take the deal now. However, she says if you do not wish to take the deal until after your sentencing, it will be eternity for you.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. Would we be able to counter with a few conditions on the 1,000 years?
What conditions did you have in mind?
One would be that she never asked me to do anything that would harm my family.
Okay, I could probably work through that.
And two, perhaps every century or so, for a 10-day, that I have the chance to see Lyra. Wherever she may be.
I will take those over to her. Is there any other conditions?
That when it comes into effect, that those closest to me don't remember who I am, and just wipe the slate clean. I don't want anyone feeling other than Lyra. I don't want anyone mourning my passing.
That's noble, but also a bit selfish, Victor. Mourning is a natural part of life.
It is.
But I will bring that up as well.
Thank you.
Can the Fae even take that away without making that bargain with the people?
In some way, they might be able to. So she goes off and talks with the Baba Yaga over the course of this 5 minutes, and she comes back and she says she agreed to your conditions. If you wanted to take the deal right now, we can end this.
Is she willing to disclose which rider? What's her intent on this?
She has not disclosed any of that information currently.
All right, one moment.
And then he's just gonna write just a generic thing to the universe.
To the universe. Everyone, everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everyone.
I need a sign. And then he's gonna throw it in, and just some random out in the universe, someone will get.
Some antiquities dealer named Gary's.
Yeah.
Here's
It
one.
pops up like.
I have some old signs in the back.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I think what he's fishing for out of this is like he wants. Obviously it's a big decision, and he does have some pre-existing contracts that he needs to uphold, and so as long as he's able to uphold those, then
give me a religion check.
Okay. That would be a natural one.
That's a natural one.
Okay, you
There's-
have inspiration, right?
Yes, this is probably an appropriate time to use it. Come on, wake up. Little creepy dobby creatures. Inspiration, yes. Nope, go away. There it is. Oop. That is a 10. Plus, you said it was for religion. And that's a +1, so that's 11. I'm going to throw in one of my 11, that's 4, so that's going to be 15.
15. There's kind of almost this like spiral that kind of floats through the air. And Lyra stops and she turns and looks at you almost curiously. And
Leah, you mean?
Or sorry, Leah. Yeah. Not Lyra. She's suddenly there.
What did you send me in that text message?
Sorry. She'll haunt you even into the Fae realms.
Right.
And then, like, that almost seems to happen to just about everybody in the court. Everybody kind of spends a moment and looks over at you, almost curiously, almost like they heard you say something, but they didn't hear you say something at the same time.
Kind of looks right.
The Baba Yaga is the only one that kind of gives you a knowing smirk, and then your eyes land on John, and John looks over at you, and he kind of glances around, and then he goes, "I'll take it."
Well,
forgive my indecision. Yeah, I think we will take her plea deal.
All right. Very well. I will go let her know. And she stands up and she walks over, and we're going to go ahead and cut back over as she's running over. Yeah. To everyone else. What stretches out before you are rows upon rows of neatly arrayed trees. Like the tree in the foyer, all are devoid of their leaves, but cherry blossoms cover the ground in brilliant pink and white shades. These aren't the same kind of cracked there. Actually look like they are still
Freshly fallen.
Yep. Each tree's tangle of branches is curved upwards and circles around certain objects. Most are glowing seeds, probably ranging from about this big to maybe about that large, in shades of green, yellow, white, and orange. But a few are brilliant as the blazing sun, some are seeping and oozing black smoke, and a few even contain soft gray glows. Among these are scattered items suspended by the branches and locked inside its wooden cage. Among the countless stretches of trees, the only spot nearby that stands out to you is a single tree that has its branches torn open and another tree laying nearby it. What makes the second tree special is its rhythmic breathing and the humanoid features etched onto its surface. Around it lay the torn and scattered bodies of monstrosities, owlbears, displacer beasts, and the like.
It looks like that tree was attacked by the Baba Yaga's court, or at least her minions.
Too late.
And it's still breathing, you said, right?
Yeah, it looks like a labored kind of breathing, but it is still...
Does it have a face?
Yeah, it's kind of got like a face that's kind of scrunched up in pain. It seems almost like half shattered and burnt. It almost like it took a lot of damage in its fight, but it does look like maybe it came out on top, but obviously the item is gone.
I walk up to it and, excuse me, can you speak?
I can. Who are you?
My name is Bolt. Who are you?
I am Needlewreath. I am the guardian of the reliquary.
You appear to be injured.
Yes, I was attacked by a group coming in here to steal something.
From the Baba Yaga.
I have no idea who they were.
That's usually who commands these monstrosities.
Well, there's only one left, but he was able to burn me up pretty bad and leave with the item.
And what did he look like?
He was a man in furs atop a beast, a cat-like beast, large fangs. He did not look like a typical monstrosity.
Is there any way we can help you?
My wounds will heal in time, but I fear that I have forsaken my duty unless you can recover the item or make sure it does not fall into his hands.
Well, we were sent by the Fang to investigate the reliquary.
Excellent. And he kind of points around at me and says, quickly, take one of the items that you see. It will teleport your group out of here, as it did him, and you can hunt him down and reclaim what he took.
Lots of choices.
Ooh, which did he take?
He took a vial that had been collecting for 100 years, called the Essence of Fae. The idea would be that the courts would be able to offer it to a mortal and provide them an ascension of sorts into a creature, a being of the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, it's decided by the councils together, but obviously someone's taking it.
So, which do you recommend that we take?
While he's speaking, can I try... Let's see. Yeah, mending probably won't work because he's a living being.
Yeah, he's
Darn.
technically a living being.
I will cast Cure Wounds at the 4th level.
Okay. He sighs in relief and says, "Thank you. That was That will help. I would recommend, and he kind of looks around and he says, any of the adjacent trees have items that, were they to be released, would not cause calamity.
Where are the calamity-causing ones?
I would
Just out of
not
curiosity.
be providing that information. I'm choosing to trust you. Please don't abuse that trust.
Terrible judge of character.
Do we each go for our own? Or
How many are we
One.
allowed?
You are allowed to claim one item before it.
Each.
No, one item for your group.
Each.
You can try to claim multiple if you'd like.
Fine. Bolt, you have the best sense of what's right.
I take
Would you like to hear
offense
your
that.
choices?
Sure. Sure.
The tree to the north of the tree that's opened up, we're just going to use that as the center of this compass.
Okay.
The tree to the north has a large glowing orange seed in it.
Okay.
The tree to the northeast has a tall metal tower shield emblazoned with a stylized carving of a tree. The tree to the east holds a crown of dark purple and mauve stone with 10 point-like stalks set with gemstone resembling eye stalks.
That sounds cool.
To the southeast holds a set of shimmering gold armor that radiates life. The south tree holds another set of armor. This one is chain with a layer of quilted fabric and matching gauntlets with it. The southwest tree holds a small ornate wooden vessel in tightly bound spirals. The branches are, sorry. And then the west tree holds a heavy great sword with a sharp edge and floral designs. And finally, the northwest tree contains a single flint dagger and has branches blackened as if burned repeatedly.
Well, my first instinct is towards the shield. That's generally what I'm usually a protector, but
An orange seed, that'd probably be like fall court.
Is the color of the fall court?
Yeah.
Don't fall for it.
Which the fall court is the fang, right?
The fall court technically would be the claw. The fang. So technically, the fang belongs to the spring court because, but they kind of work together for most of Aneria, just because there's not enough nature spirits to go around.
That dagger looks like it has something to do with fire, based on the branches around it. And if Victor were here, he'd probably want to go for the dagger. But since he's not here, I think we can.
Agreed. Which would you choose, Aramis?
Dagger.
Really? I think the crown looks amazing.
What about the armor?
It's all very good.
I think the golden armor might suit you.
So the golden armor is plate armor, by the way.
Well, you're Paladin.
Technically, he can wear
I
plate.
can wear it, and it would boost my AC, but I have stealth cost.
The other set of armor is chainmail.
Crown. You're right. The crown looks nice. I need it to be the king of the bone fairies.
Yes.
So, might be.
Now,
That's a
I as a
brilliant
player
fairy.
know exactly what that crown is representative of.
Yep.
But can I roll?
I would say that Bolt would not be privy to kind of
Okay.
that idea of it.
So
We can go for the shield. I don't care. I'm not making the decisions here. I'm just along for the ride. And Fred is going to take a bite of the peach.
Ah, great. Go ahead and recover 1 level of exhaustion, please.
Yes! Oh,
she does a backflip.
this was amazing.
All right.
Aramis, take a bite of this.
I'll turn out where you didn't bite.
Go ahead and recover a level of exhaustion, please.
Now I want peaches.
There's peach rings, but I think they're all gone.
They're all gone.
Can I have another bite?
You can have 1 more bite.
One more bite.
Yep, and you can recover 1 more level of exhaustion, and then the peach loses its magic.
Oh, this is delicious. Do you want a bite?
Sure, I'll take a bite.
It just tastes like a
I'll
peach.
bite like the pit though too.
You are terrible
For
at
like
eating.
2 or 3 seconds, he goes like full on Pinocchio, suddenly turns into a boy, and then goes back into
Real boy.
Every second you delay,
For 3 seconds, I had
rider
a
gets
butthole.
farther away.
That was the weirdest feeling ever.
Gross. You feel it pucker. Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, the Puckered Peach. That's a great name for a tavern.
That
Yeah,
is,
it is.
actually. It sounds so bad.
Well, you know, there's an underground scene in every city.
Give that to Dallin.
You deserve it.
That is a good name.
It was a group effort, but Dallin kind of
That is a good name.
brought it together.
Full circle.
I mean, I would very much appreciate you letting me take the shield.
I'm not in charge here.
I did lose my shield previously.
Haven't you been saying that you're in charge?
I'm not in charge of decisions.
She played the in charge.
Remember, I'm just the face.
The face of the group. That's right.
You're the brains.
Well,
You're the
The
brawn.
face.
No, I'm the face.
I'm the back of the face.
You're the butt.
No. The hair.
The hair of the group.
okay.
You're the hair. Absolutely. Victor is
Two legs.
legs.
Just legs.
Like in the middle of the whole.
Yeah.
We're missing the body, but we do have a brain and hair and a face.
I really
And legs.
hate to interrupt your conversation, but the rider is getting away.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Shield.
Shield it
Shield.
is.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll, I guess, go over to the tree, and if it doesn't come down for it, I'll climb up and,
Yeah.
and grab it.
You have to climb up, and you have
Yeah.
to kind of like
Yeah,
pull the
climb
branches
up.
away from it. And
Pull
you
the
take
shield
the
off.
tower tree or the tower shield off, and all 4 of you or 3 of you are teleported out of the reliquary.
You disappear too. Everyone's like, no one notices. 'cause it's fake.
You end up
And
on
the-
a plinth.
The verdict is.
Yeah, in the middle of the wastelands, and you can see a man much as that was described, and he is currently he is currently riding away from that, but he stops and turns around to look at you, and he goes, "Who are you?"
We are the Wayward Watch. Who are you?
I am the Red Sun.
Ah, we were sent by the Baba Yaga.
Give me a persuasion check.
I will keep my mouth shut when
Let's
she talks.
see.
That's our party. Hair, face,
We're Mr. Potato Head.
You're Kirby.
Oh my gosh. So I still have
No, we
disadvantage
just need to
and
lose the
on
group.
ability checks.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Your cards. Because they actually had this one in there.
Ooh.
Oh boy, this is not good. I rolled a 2 and a 19.
Okay.
I'll have to take the 2.
Yeah, you'll have to take the 2 there.
So that's 10.
Can use inspiration.
And I'm using inspiration.
Okay.
What will you let me do for that? Do I have to reroll twice again? It's okay. I bet it'll be better than a 2.
Yeah, I think we'd have to have you roll twice for that again, just because you're just
I
basically
rolled a 7 and a 2. But I'm pouring in an inspiration die. It was out of the box. It was 5. So, 15.
I do actually have to roll an insight check for this. It's not just. Insight is wisdom?
Insight is
It is based on wisdom, yes.
He cocks an eyebrow and he goes, I did not realize she was sending a second force through.
yes, we are the backup. Actually, she said that she had another job for you to do, and to hand off that to us.
This job came directly from her, and I will not be giving this item to anybody.
We'll take it up with her then because it's ours. And I want to intimidate him.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
You try to have
Why do you
like
keep using that dice?
this is all those ashes flow out of your mouth, but it just comes out as like
That is a 17
17.
not bad.
on a freaking 4.
don't get on this guy's bad side. Flash of Genius +3.
Okay.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Very well, if she did provide that for you. And he kind of brings his, he is riding a saber-toothed tiger, and he brings it around. He looks every bit like He-Man at this point, right? Fur armor, he's riding a tiger, and he's going to trot up to you.
Thankfully, none of us are liches, so
My
he
first
won't be
cartoon
suspicious.
And he's going to pull out a vial, and it looks like it's a vial of like swirling light. And he's going to hand it. He's actually going to hand it to you, because you're the one who intimidated him.
Does it feel super powerful?
Oh yeah, it feels like you could, if you drank it, you would be incredibly powerful.
So what character are you playing next after Aramis?
Ascends.
I'll just play Schmeramus.
Schmeramus, his brother.
His weird alternate reality brother.
Of course, we'll just
call-
throw
we'll call
another
it-
version
Another-
of you. Yeah,
Why not?
that's how we do.
Plucked from another reality.
I'll probably just go
Nice
back
work.
to
I'm
Ezra,
sure the
honestly,
Baba
if
Yaga
that
will be
happened.
very pleased with you and be on your way, and she'll slap the bum of the saber-tooth
Okay,
tiger.
it's going to let out a growl and take off, and
chuff?
he's going to a chuff. Yep, it's going to chuff
Chuffing again.
and he is going to ride away. I can't believe you pulled that off.
Yes. Teamwork.
Okay,
Well done.
It makes the dream work.
How do we get back?
I don't know.
Yeah, where are we?
you can see the reliquary behind you, maybe about 50 feet or so.
I don't know where we came from there.
Shall we head back towards the reliquary?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Do we take this to
We'll try to
Fang?
retrace our steps,
Yes.
basically.
Or do we take it to the hurt tree guy thing?
I
Tree
think,
wreath.
I think we
Needle
should.
wreath.
Oh.
I say we return it to the Fang.
I mean, we do want the payment after all. Shows me a favor.
All right, brain. Here you go.
I will put it in the bag. of holding.
Brain.
You drink.
But I don't swallow. I just hold it with mouth.
Perfect. I don't know how your cheeks do that when you're a machine, but
They're like the popcorn, old school popcorn.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you head back
Yes.
to the reliquary. You said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll avoid the trolls if we.
they're still like swatting. It is still, and you can see like
As we get
the
closer,
fairies
it
have
starts to-
pulled out like bones,
Yeah.
and the trolls have regrown them because they're
Oh,
trolls, right?
Yeah.
So they are like, it is very much a
Endless
battle of
food for
attrition.
them.
Yeah.
Gross. That's
Little
interesting.
bit. Retreat. Retreat. Call it off.
We've got enough. Retreat.
The two of them have like evolved into new Pokemon.
Yep. And yeah, they take the bones and they.
Bitter bits turn shiny.
Yep. Yeah. And Bitterbit does come over and he goes, "Where are you going?"
Well, we need to make it back to where we came in.
Night Court. Court of Night. Whatever it's called.
Oh. Any two trees will do. Just think about Court of Night.
So we could walk through those.
Yeah.
The reliquary ones.
Sure.
Let's go. I will make sure to actively think about the courtroom area.
Okay. And Bitterbit says, "See you soon," and then flies off as well. As you're approaching, the trolls are like laying against the trees, and one of them's like, "You can't go in there," but they don't stop you as you step through.
Don't worry, the Baba Yaga sent us. I'm not gonna like stop. I'm just gonna keep walking by.
So, as you guys step through, Victor, the Baba Yaga has just finished a very long speech, saying how you have agreed to her terms, and she says, "Victor, please stand up and let everyone know that this isn't just me blowing smoke, as it were."
Victor will stand.
That's Aramis's job.
Yeah.
Victor will stand and he'll step into the zone of truth
Mhm.
and say, "I have accepted these terms along with my own conditions attached. But yes, I agree."
A couple of the people in the court look very surprised. In fact, most of the jurors look extremely surprised at you. And she said, and Melba looks absolutely furious at this, but she's not saying anything. And the Baba Yaga says, "Well, in that case, I will drop all charges against Victor, and in exchange he will serve me as a horseman, which I should be able to have a fourth one of any moment now. And she looks over between two trees, waiting for the red sun to appear, and instead you three come stumbling out.
Splash, splash, splash.
Yep.
Legs.
Ah,
We
yes.
made it.
Back to the swamp.
Did you
Right
say
in time.
eggs?
Legs.
Oh, legs.
What is the meaning of this?
Well, he's the legs. I'm the face.
Not that. I understand the metaphor.
This is an adjective. It could be describing a thing or something else.
What are you doing coming through my portal? Where is the red sun?
Oh, he got bored. Told him to take a hike.
It's true.
Rode his saber-tooth off into the distance.
And she kind of like taps her fingers rapidly, and she spins her hand up, and three figures coalesce out of the swamp. One of them is the red sun, this barbarian on top of a saber-tooth. One of them is a black knight in full plate with a skeletal warhorse beneath him. And then the third one is a rather flamboyantly dressed, various like neon colors, this gnoll with bright neon green hair, and he is on the back of a rather large, vicious-looking displacer beast. And she says, "Red Sun, approach." And he comes forward and he goes,
Where can we walk? Can we like just move our way over towards
Yeah, sure.
towards Victor and Leah?
Get you get to the fast.
Yeah.
I will look around and see if I can see Goldie or anything.
You can see the Fane there. She's just been kind of hanging around in the court.
Can I walk over to her
Mhm.
and then just be like, here.
This was what she was after.
Yes.
That makes sense. And she,
I'm not gonna be like super sneaky. I'm not gonna be like sleight of hand. I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
here you go.
and she'll just take it and she'll just kind of like pocket it away.
It's a crouton, as they say. Crouton.
Coup d'etat?
Coup d'etat. And the Red Sun has just finished saying that you three had approached, saying that you were members of the Baba Yaga's team, and she just goes, "Red Sun, you have cost me dearly today. I release you from your service." And he just goes, "No," and just like dissolves into dust. And so does the mount that he was on.
Well,
Victor,
yes.
You turn
it
into
seems
a
I have an
barbarian.
opening for one of my three horsemen after all. Despite everything else, it seems like that you'll be entertaining your portion of the contract a bit earlier than expected.
What contract?
Victor has agreed to serve
What
me
did you
as a
do?
horseman.
You're not supposed to make deals.
I turned to Leah. What did he do?
He took a plea deal in order to end the trial without being found
But
guilty.
you said we weren't supposed to make deals.
She was the one that made the deal
This
on my behalf.
this is why we are here, though.
I don't remember seeing an acceleration clause in my.
No,
Contract.
the contract will still remain the same. You will just be my horseman in name and spirit if I have something important for you to do until your death, and then you will serve as my horseman for 1,000 years and a day.
Cool. Victor the Red Horseman. Pretty cool.
You will be the Red Sun.
Whoa.
You will need, of course, a mount of some sort. Do you have one, or can I provide you with one?
I mean, I haven't really thought.
John,
about
come
it.
here. Get on your
Do
shoulders.
not mount John.
Right on your
Not
shoulders.
in court.
He's already mounted John way up in the air, and then they both fell.
Listen, I
Sounds like a
Speaking
Sarah
of-
Maas book.
I mean, hear me out. I got some things I need to do still, but maybe John Broom can be a horseman in interim, like an intern, you know.
I understand you're trying to weasel your way out of this deal at this time. But let me remind you that while you are alive, you will be my horseman in name only, and I will only call you in the most dire of circumstances, and pay you appropriately for it.
Okay.
You know, the previous one had a saber-toothed tiger as his mount.
It's true.
It's
And he
pretty
had some
cool.
pretty cool like muscles. I don't know.
Make some.
Victor,
But-
you may be quite scrawny, but you're also very talented. You don't need muscles.
It's a backhanded compliment.
Oh, my foot is in these rooms for some reason.
Well, you did right. I mean, what would you know things are pretty cool. What do you think?
Albert.
Well,
I've got an interesting idea for you. We have 2 skeletons in our tower.
What?
What skeletons?
the Allosaurus and the T-Rex. One of those could be a pretty cool mount, a skeleton version of them.
That would be pretty badass, I must say.
Oh, by the way,
Can I choose anything? Anything.
I mean, within reason, obviously.
A dragon?
Do you have a dragon?
No.
I don't have a dragon.
They know where Never mind.
they're not real.
It's at this point, as a GM, I'm going to point out 2 things to you.
In the Fey realm, when you wink, it goes wink. Ding.
Number 1,
Everyone sees it.
and this was number 1, and this was actually this gave me literally 5 minutes of hysterical laughter because you have an onyx figurine of a nightmare horse in your pocket. Okay, and when I first came up with this concept, I was like, "Oh, we could bring that back. You could have that as your mount. That'd be really cool." And then I went, "There's every chance that Preston is going to pick his broom as his mount instead.
true, it's
He's
true.
got this badass nightmare in his pocket."
Don't we have a
And-
spider one too?
You do have a spider one, yes, you do.
I think you have it right.
And I laughed for 5 minutes straight because I thought that you might pick
It's the
Brzinga.
same thing went through my head as soon as she said horseman. I was like, oh, Brzinga.
Brzinga. Yeah.
It did cross my
Two
mind. And, like all these other
horsemen.
guys are like all bad, and I'm just like,
Hey, but who can fly?
that's fair.
Yep.
Do I have to choose? Can we change it later if I have like buyer's remorse or anything? Or?
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you
alright,
wanted
right.
to, if you wanted to have a different horse later, I mean, that's fine.
Well, for now, I would like John Broom to choose my mount
you're asking me?
as a token of I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you've already got the best thing ever, a flying broom, right?
It's true.
Because I'm gonna embrace this.
You're having the broom
Yeah.
shoes.
So why not just use that?
I choose. Can it be a broom with like maybe extra vibe so I can have my friends ride on it too?
Ooh, like a sidecar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side brooms. Like there's 2 little bars that come down, tiny
Or they're
brooms.
just dustpans. Dustpans.
I mean, hand me the broom.
Hey, hold on.
Trick my ride.
Miss Yaga. I don't know how to
Baba
officially-
is fine.
Baba.
Babs.
Babs. You can call me Granny if you wish.
I would like to point out, you ride around in a giant mortar and pestle, which I think is actually pretty neat
Yes.
as well. So
Yeah.
a broom probably isn't too out there.
Did you see me complaining about that? No, it was that guy in the sky.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Who is that?
One last
Ignore
I'll
thing.
tell you later.
We want to take the bones of a T-Rex, the broom, sidecars. See what you can do.
Do you
Get
do you have
creative.
those bones
Get
specifically?
creative. We have a skull somewhere.
Am I allowed to grab them?
You can take the T-Rex.
Okay, T-Rex. It is. It'll be kind of big.
All right.
It's in our tower, which
So
Give me the broom and give
Here you
me a
go.
minute. And
One on one side
she
for
takes the broom and
bones.
she starts like spinning her hands around it.
one for Fred, and then the mouth we can put Aramis.
It's ridiculous. And she
Room on the Broom. Have you guys read that book?
Yes.
Or seen the little show?
Yeah.
and when she's finished, she has conjured up the T-Rex skull. And she has turned it upside down and turned it into a sidecar. So you have Brzinger, and then you can summon the sidecar for one person.
Hell's sidecar.
And technically, where the eyes are, you could stick your feet through the eyes.
you can wear like a diaper.
And she goes, "This did not go in any way that I expected.
Started
but I'm not
pretty badass.
disappointed with the results."
And if I don't need to fly...
Ooh, you need to get a skull helmet.
Oh.
Something that's slightly bigger
Listen,
than your
we've got
noggin.
at least, like, how long do I have to live?
I don't know that.
Okay, we have lots of time, I think, to, like, think this through.
You think the Baba Yaga would know when you would die?
I'm not the Fates.
That's a different
All right.
fate.
I've heard of
Well, this is perfect. And if I don't need to fly around, I also have this nightmare I can use.
Do you know what would be cool is if we all got brooms and we were like motorcycle gang.
Biker gang, yes. Chains.
Okay. So, with that settled, I think it
Get
is
your two
time
Roombas,
to
one
say
for each foot.
goodbye. Thank you to all of the courts. I do appreciate you coming out here today. And you're welcome. We are happy to
Eileen
oblige.
is that a good thank you or a bad thank you?
Between Fey Lords, it's different. Than
Listen,
Mormons.
so I'm free and clear?
So confusing.
Well, you are my horseman now. And she actually is going to reach forward and flick you. And you are going to gain the attributes of the Red Sun. So, congratulations. You are You have immunity to being blinded, charmed, and frightened.
You went from
Can I also be the
completely
Red
blind to immunity of blindness.
This is
that
pretty
is
like...
full character.
Yeah, that is a full character arc right there. You are immune to fire damage.
Whoa. What the? Let's go take on some dragons, bro.
And you can cast the following innate spells twice a day each. Continual Flame and Scorching Ray.
Bring girls in. Yes, queen.
Yep. Yeah, you kind of like your robe of useful things changes almost to like a red coloration.
Less patchwork.
Yep.
I feel like, man, this is pretty cool.
Well, I am very
now
happy.
that that's out of the way. Listen, Claw, I was wondering if you would take Brava as like a trophy for the agreement we had earlier.
Melba actually is going to like lunge for you at that point, and Chi of Many Tangles is going to immediately wrap her up and say, "Attacking another person in your own court, Melba."
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
And the Baba Yaga says, "I will make sure to deal with her."
Too bad you weren't tired still. You
Yeah. And she's going to turn to you and she's going to say, "That would be acceptable, though inappropriate to reveal at this time.
Sorry.
I think that would make you the winner."
Dang.
And she's gonna wave her hands around, and a small bundle of fur is gonna appear. She's gonna hand it over to you.
What is this?
Your reward.
I didn't know there was a reward.
That was the whole point of the competition.
I just wanted to.
What is it?
I just want to
Is it an
tell
animal?
What is it?
So you kind of unfurl it, and it looks kind of like the Displacer Beast, actually. That it's a cloak, though.
Ooh, Displacer. Ooh.
This is indeed a cloak of displacement,
Very cool.
which should be very helpful for a rogue. Yeah, just
I
shimmering.
think I
got
need to
one-
kill
I've got, like-
someone and go to court so I can get all these cool things too.
I mean, if you would like to make a deal and become a servant of mine, I could
No,
provide.
but we had talked about moves. Sipu.
Yes, what would
Wait,
you...
no. We don't want noobs, remember?
I just feel
Oh.
bad for him.
Oh.
You know?
I mean,
No,
everything he
we-
did to himself.
Yeah, we learned about his backstory, and he
There's
was.
this thing called forgiveness.
Would it be okay if occasionally I take Moops on holiday to help me out with some Baba Yaga stuff?
Very shrewd. I like it. Yes.
Here's the thing, because I will never die, I would never have to fulfill an obligation like that.
That's
I'm kind
fair.
of jealous.
That's fair.
You're right. That's very fair if you want to make a deal. You're a turtle soul.
We don't know yet if you'll never die.
Speaking of deals, Victor. Bone Army.
He's turning into a bat.
So you've got the Bone Army. I'm like some badass rider of like brooms. Sorry, not you, John.
Shield.
He's got an awesome
yes,
shield.
I did get a new shield. It was-
We're part of that guys. We're like
We did
next
pretty
level.
good. Pretty good court.
Well, if there's nothing else, I suppose I should say good day.
Good night from the wayward court. That's our new court.
And she goes to like dismiss the court, and Zara goes, sorry. Can I say like
Who's
this?
raising their hand? Who's doing this?
John. Sorry. Hi, I'm John.
John.
Nice to meet you. I was a broom. Now I'm a man.
I knew you looked familiar.
Hey. Yeah, it's Aloma, right?
No.
This is Aramis.
Sorry. 2 A names, get them confused a lot.
Well,
Plus, you know, I'm new to this whole active thinking thing.
This is awkward. I mean, you said your name wrong.
You always kept my workshop in tip-top shape.
Oh yeah, of course, obviously. And he turns back to the Baba Yaga, and she goes, I'll just not dismiss the spell, that's fine. Enjoy being a human, for what it's worth.
We'll be human again.
Great. Well, I guess I'll see you guys back in the tower.
Teaching him how to go to the bathroom.
I already tried to.
The what? And then he disappears as the Baba Yaga dismisses him back to where he came
so
from.
much food.
One of you. Who were you pointing to? Fred? Fred
No,
will
it's
do it.
okay. Candle guy can teach him.
I don't think Kilobix.
Lumiere?
Well, I mean, he knows.
Kilobix
but-
doesn't. He doesn't know
but he
personally,
knows.
but he has books
On the break.
and knowledge.
Okay. With that, everybody begins kind of packing up and everything.
Training a broom.
Leah kind of lets out a sigh of relief.
Wasn't there the Fang was going to give us something?
So, Fang.
Yes, and she actually is standing like right behind you.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
I do have to thank you. Obviously, what was being taken from the vault was something that could sway the court in the Baba Yaga's favor in the future.
You're welcome.
And I do appreciate that you provided it back to us without drinking it. It would have been very, very bad.
Quite frankly, I don't know how we do it.
I don't know either.
We're
That's-
amazing.
Yes. As far as payment goes, you had a moderate favor.
Yes. Could we upgrade that to slightly bigger than moderate?
That wasn't technically what we agreed on, though.
Fine.
I will see if I can reach out to Zolos to try and get you an audience with him. And you wished to know how the Feylands became a wasteland. Long ago, we had a king and queen, the sun and the moon. Not Davros and Lunira, like you know, but our own version, the Lord of Light, the Lady of Darkness. And they ruled all the courts fairly. Unfortunately, there were elements in the courts that sometimes were referred to as unseelie, the unseelie Fae, that wished to bring the kingdom down, and one of them succeeded. We're not quite sure what happened. We just know that the Kingdom of Light, which was where the main court was held, was devastated, and a large magical explosion scoured the land. We escaped as quickly as possible. Most of the nature spirits lost their lives, which is why there's so few of us to tend to all the creatures of the world these days.
We ran into a bunch of specters or ghosts wanting water.
Probably old denizens of the Fey realm, Eladrin, that sort of thing, that had lost their lives and were living on as terrifying creatures. To be honest, I wish I had more information on it, but we do believe that there was some jealousy over the Queen, the Lady of Night, or the Lady of Darkness.
Okay.
That caused the whole situation. And now we live on the edges of the Fey realm, where the explosion did not hit, and slowly try to reclaim our lands. But we are a set of broken courts. Obviously, the Court of Light is no longer around. Everybody was destroyed. The Court of Night got new management, I suppose is the best term for it. And the rest of us tried to pick up the pieces.
Now, the Fey realm itself, is the realm overlaid over Aneria, or is it separate?
It's overlaid, but in a separate dimension, as it were.
Now, when Aneria was shattered, did it take pieces of the Fey realm with it?
It might have.
Perhaps if we
I'm not certain what's left outside of Aneria.
Perhaps if we come across another part of the Fey realm, we'll...
Yeah, if you
See what
can,
it's like.
if we would appreciate any other siblings or Fey connections that you can provide.
For the right deal, we will.
Very shrewd. Very well.
Question.
Yes.
Would you consider gifting me an item from the reliquary a moderate favor?
I suppose it would depend on the item.
There was this crown in there that I thought I would look really good.
Are you sure you want something like that?
I just thought it was pretty.
It's pretty terrifying.
Just a moment. And she actually is going to move over to the other courts that are kind of still mingling around, and they're going to discuss things quietly.
10 hours later.
And they actually are including the Baba Yaga in the discussion, and she, at one point, she just starts cackling madly, and she just starts nodding, like, immediately, like, yes, absolutely. And the other ones kind of discuss it a little bit, and then the Fane comes back and she goes, apparently they feel that it would be acceptable in this case as payment for the favor.
What am I the queen of?
It's not that type of crown. And she's going to wave her hand, and you see that kind of like same warm glow open up, and then the crown is in her.
Thank you.
Whoa.
This is worth it.
Good luck.
I'm basically a knight.
You gonna put the crown on?
You're
She puts it on.
You're the king of like the bone fairies and
then what happens?
Queen of Screaming.
Yes, you do start screaming in intense pain because let's see, let me just read this off here.
Crown of never-ending
So
suffering.
you are attuned to this crown.
Thank you.
If you have if you don't have an attunement
I have
slot,
a third attunement
okay,
slot,
good,
so.
because otherwise we would have to get rid of one. You feel tendrils burrowing into your scalp and bonding with your skull.
I don't know if this was a bad choice.
Okay. Do you try to remove the crown during the process?
No.
Okay. So once it's done, I will go ahead and let you know that this is Belashira's Beholder Crown.
Uh-oh.
While wearing this crown, you can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet. It has 10 charges. While wearing it, you can use an action to expend some of its charges to cast one of the following spells from it. Charm Person, Disintegrate, Fear, Finger of Death, Flesh to Stone, Hold Person, Ray of Enfeeblement, Sleep, Slow, or Telekinesis.
Oh, God.
The crown regains 1d6 plus 3 expended charges daily at dawn.
Disintegrate and Ray of Death.
Where's
Finger of
Frostborn?
Death, yeah.
Where's
Finger of Death.
Frostborn?
Basically, every eye ray from a beholder.
The crown cannot be removed from you while you're attuned to it, and you cannot voluntarily end your attunement to it. If you're targeted by a spell that ends a curse, your attunement to the crown ends and detaches from you.
So it's cursed.
Yes, it is a cursed
Did
crown.
Victor give that to you?
And as soon as it finishes,
She's like screaming and like
technically
"You're
kind
this,"
of
and
the whole
she's-
situation's Victor's. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So as it finishes burrowing into you, all 10 of the crystal tendrils start shifting and moving around.
Medusa-like?
Yeah, almost Medusa-like. Yeah.
Friend,
In fact, you
don't-
might be able to shape them a little bit,
don't-
but yeah.
Don't be alarmed.
It's like the tendrils.
Just lick them back, yeah.
But
Pull them all together and put a scrunchie around them.
your head is a little different now.
It feels different.
Look over there. There's all the eyes different directions.
Do I look cool at least?
I
Yeah.
think I don't have an iPad.
I'm going to send this on over to you as well once I get a chance, just to let you know. Okay, and I think that is where we're going to end it.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh.
As
So I
the
am
thing
pretty
gets you an entrance back to basically Meadstead. And Leah just goes, I think I am going to go on a vacation myself.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Leah,
You deserve
Well
as
deserved.
a thank you here, I know we have our usual retainer. Here's 1,000 gold pieces. Go treat yourself something nice.
Thank you, Victor. I definitely... May I get a teleport away from Meadstead, though?
Of course.
Great.
The Ruby Oasis is nice this time of year.
I mean, I do have 1,000 gold suddenly on me. Just get me somewhere that can get to the Ruby Oasis, I suppose.
I've been there.
Oh, okay. We're not going to make you roll for it. We'll say that you can drop her off at the Ruby Oasis.
Okay.
Leah's going to have a well-deserved vacation.
And you need to go see the purple worm, and then when you're done with that, there's a buffet, and...
There's the
It's basically
The promenade?
a cruise ship.
Yeah.
The Damascus
Trapped in
Promenade
the
might not
desert?
be there.
Oh,
They're
okay.
a traveling carnival, yeah. Yeah, it's basically like a cruise ship.
it's a sand crawler from
Yeah.
Star Wars. That,
And if you find any pools that look really weird, jump inside. You'll get unicorn horn.
That sounds like a very bad disease. That doesn't sound like something you want. Dang it, I got unicorn horn from that weird pool.
Yeah, it makes you grow toenails on your head.
And I think that's where we're going to end it tonight.
in a crown.
Yeah.
Crown of toes.
Now with your
love it.
crown, you get in, and each one of the
It's
little
like
eye
a
stalks has a little
cursed
tiny one.
That'd be amazing.
Unicorn horn.
The twin Quentin Tarantino crown.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That was a wonderful session with
Fae-filled fun.
some stuff I wasn't expecting. Congratulations on everybody. I'm going to give you inspiration all around for those of you who used it. You can go ahead and take a long rest as well. I know you all deserve it. That should restore your maximum hit points back for those of you who lost it. And it seems like we've got some more overpowered items that have been handed out. Oh, by the way, here is your... It is called the Shield of Yggdrasil. Yep.
Yggdrasil.
And it is... it's pretty good. You want to read it off really quick?
Yeah. You must have a strength of 17 or higher in order to wield it. The shield is of dwarven make and functions as a small battlement, granting an additional +1 bonus to your AC while you wield it. This bonus is in addition to the shield's normal bonus to AC. A shield plant. As a bonus action, you can plant the shield on the ground to barricade yourself behind it, granting you half cover against ranged attacks from the direction you're facing. While you wield the planted shield, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage you take from non-magical weapons is reduced by 3, but your movement speed becomes 5 feet. You can uproot the shield to end this effect as an action. You can dock the shield when planting it by using an action to do so instead of a bonus action. The shield magically remains upright and in place and can be used as half cover to any creature standing immediately behind it in the space it was left in.
So you literally plant the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's got the roots on the bottom.
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
pretty cool. The shield falls down when you fall unconscious or when knocked over, following a successful DC 20 strength check. You can move the shield while it's planted by donning the shield again. The shield has 3 charges, regains all expended charges each day at dawn. You may expend 1 charge when you plant the shield or later on a subsequent turn as a bonus action to send out metal roots along the ground in a 10-foot radius, centered on the shield. Enemy creatures treat this area as difficult terrain. Moving the shield also moves the roots. The roots remain until they uproot the shield or it falls over. Excellent. I like it.
There you go.
Very cool.
If you would have asked for any other item, I probably wouldn't have given it to you, but that crown is just too good to not give away. But until next time, thank you so much for joining us. We had a wonderful evening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Fridays. Thank you to Syrinscape for all the wonderful wind noises this evening. And I don't have anything prepared, but here's a... Yeah, give us a quick goat while I'm loading something. And there's a battle now noise. And yeah, go ahead and give us a comment of what you thought of tonight, because I'm very curious what you think.
So peaches? Was it crowns? What was the other one?
Yeah, give us a crown if you like.
Chili pepper.
Oh,
This.
chili
Yeah,
pepper.
chili pepper.
Chili pepper for
because it was
spicy Torrey.
spicy.
Or a broom for John Broomman
give us
and the new mounts.
Yep. Again, I had to go with the crazy, but feel free to change it to the nightmare anytime you want, because you do have that in your pocket.
Yes.
You also have. Well, we'll get to that.
I got
later.
a pocket.
I'll use that when I want to intimidate.
Yes.
I got
Until
a
next
pocket
time,
full,
though,
pocket full.
have a
I got
wonderful.
a pocket full.
Nightmare.
Every time you open your hand, I gotta restart. It's like the Easy A card.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
chaos.
Yep,
Yeah,
chaos indeed.
That's our brand.
It's in the Fey realm.
Yeah. So
chaos in the Fey realm.
I will warn you about this magic item because it is cursed. It might have side effects, and it might have it might not be a permanent item,
Okay.
depending on how things go and what storylines we develop for dear old Fred, who now has eye hair.
All I'm saying is that she's got some people that need to be
Oh,
killed.
Yep.
you're now the hair of the party.
Mhm.
You gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
Guess
No more face, it's just hair.
Just hair.
Yep.
The hair.
Double hair.
We are
I
very
gotta be
emo
something
now.
else. Oh.
Yes.
It's getting hairy.
That was great.
That was fun.